Oh, God, we're talking about espresso and coffee.
Yeah.
Our lives have become lame.
Yes. Welcome to Hen Chatter.
Well, there you go. There's Blues Traveler, Run Around. We're playing that song to start the show today because John Popper himself is coming into the studio. I'm very excited. He's got kind of a tell-all book that I was not able to peruse before.
We just got it.
Yeah, we kind of just got it. But the book is called Suck and Blow and Other Stories I'm Not Supposed to Tell. John Popper with Dean Budnick. When you have the with guy, that means he's the guy that's actually writing the book.
Well, Buzz Aldrin with Kenneth Abraham, but also wrote a book. Sometimes the with guy helps structure.
Well, I think that usually means the other guy can't actually write as well. But whatever. If it's a good book, it's a good book, right?
Yeah, you may have to give them credit. Like, maybe this thing now where if they do any kind of work in it, you have to give them credit if they're not editors.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, they may help you write it. Who knows? I don't know if they write it for you.
Well, back in the day, they were just called ghostwriters, and you didn't really know their names. They would say, like, I don't know, Burt Reynolds, and then he had help with a ghostwriter, and that name really wasn't on the cover, I don't remember.
Maybe it's become more now. Maybe there are more collaborations now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Why are you tired? We got to do a radio show.
Well, I'm still going to do my job.
I'm kidding. I'm so joking.
But I didn't sleep last night.
Why?
Because I just couldn't. I shot Afrin because I was congested.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fall asleep.
I didn't sleep either because I had a kid sleeping on my fucking head. We got kids that like to crawl into bed with us and then sleep on our heads.
Yeah, that's not keep me up.
That's not the same as Afrin, I understand. But
no, Afrin's just it makes your heart go faster. And I just couldn't.
So you take the Afrin because you're clogged up, but then it makes the heart go.
It's like my nose is stuffy. Let me do a line of Coke. That will clear it up.
But then you can't sleep because you. All right, I got it.
3:30 in the morning, I looked at the clock and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm getting up, going to the bathroom, coming back, and I feel like I'm itching, and I'm getting up, going to the bathroom, coming back.
Yeah.
Because I shot at the wrong nostril, so I wound up shooting it in both nostrils. Like,
oh my God.
So I'm alive.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I know, but I can feel my nose is like it's going to be a problem later today.
Jim Norton problems. I finally dug into Horace and Pete, Louis C.K. show. Oh my God, this damn thing is brilliant. The writing on this is unbelievable. And we know most of the people in this damn thing. I just went through episode 3, the Laurie Metcalf episode. It's ridiculous, the writing in this. Bit on the dark side, but just brilliant. Way to go, Louis C.K. LouisCK.net to get the episodes, right?
Yeah, I have to see that because he's coming out on Monday.
I think he's finally coming in on Monday. It'll be good to see Lou.
But is the whole series done now? Or the season?
I believe so.
She's probably promoting the whole thing.
I believe it's done. 10 episodes. I've done 3 so far, and I was just hooked. Absolutely hooked. And then I guess Louis just calls up Paul Simon and says, "Hey, I'm doing this thing, Horace and Pete. Can you write a theme song for me?" And so Paul Simon writes a theme song for him. That's unbelievable.
You wonder, did he ask Paul did he kind of tell Paul what it's about, or just say, "Look, I need a theme song about a bar," or it's about a pub, right?
Yeah, like a bar, it's kind of a dive bar now in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And the family's had it for 100 years, since 1916.
Okay.
And Horace and Pete were the original owners, and then they named their sons Horace and Pete over the years, so it's always been Horace and Pete. And it's great. It's really fucking good. And then to hear Paul Simon just singing the theme song, I'm like, holy fuck. That's awesome.
Yeah, Kurt's been working on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's been very, very, very dutiful in memorizing his lines, and every time I see him, he's like, "I got to go home and do lines."
I'm pretty impressed by the dialogue. I reached out to Kurt Metzger. I was going back and forth with him on the phone on text messages because, like we discussed yesterday, I don't want to make an actual phone call, but
right.
I was basically telling him how great he is in this thing, man, and he has a lot of fucking dialogue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue in this thing. And
yeah, it's like a one-act play, right? Oh, he's in tomorrow. Okay, good.
Yeah, Kurt Metzger's in tomorrow. Yeah, it plays like a play. Yeah, it definitely, right? And I want to talk to Louis about there's one scene I got to go back and kind of time it out, but it's really, really long, like 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know, but whatever. It's a really long scene, and he uses one camera shot, no cuts. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm feeling the anxiety, even though it's the finished product. I'm thinking, one person, because it wasn't just two people. It was a little action over here in the bar, then over here, and then they end up at the table. And I'm thinking the whole time, one person, fucks up a line, they got to start that whole thing over again.
Wow, so he's got different things happening in different parts of the bar with one camera shot.
Oh yeah, yeah. This one particular scene that I was impressed by just from a technical standpoint, and then Alan Alda's just ridiculous.
Go down a little bit. Is that Mike Haggerty or no? I mean, I'm looking at a photo from across. Go down just a little bit. No. I mean, I'm scroll down right there. Who's that in the beard?
Oh, I don't know. No,
I see you on Mike Haggerty. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who that was. I have no idea, but I mean, for the people, that haven't checked out Horace and Pete yet, you might want to do that. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it because the people I know who've worked on it all said it's awesome. So I got to at least I got to watch a couple before we see him on Monday.
Oh, he submitted it for Emmy consideration too.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think they should take it very seriously. Jessica Lange,
drama.
Jessica Lange in this thing. Unbelievable. There's a scene where she's trying to seduce Louis, and she's talking about sex and how it's dirty and smelly and. Wow. Yeah, there it is. There's the screenshot of her trying to seduce Louis C.K. It's wonderful, man. Congratulations to Louis.
Yeah. He's got the whole season now, I guess. Paul said 10 episodes.
Yeah, and you got to purchase every episode.
Yeah.
That's fucking bucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think he's,
smart.
I don't think there's big salaries involved. I think they're probably doing it on
I think he financed the entire thing, so he's got to make some money back.
He's got to make his money back if possible.
Yes, Eric.
And the episodes are different prices, too. It starts off with 5 and goes down as you go through the season.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I was just hitting purchase.
1, 2, 3.
What?
Oh, probably depends.
So it starts at $5, goes to 3, 2, then 3.
5, 3, 2, 3, depending on the length of the episode, probably. That's fair.
All right, yeah, because some of the episodes are longer than others.
Oh, then it's 3, okay.
Yeah, all right. And we were talking about coffee just before the song. The song ended. I was asking if you had an espresso machine.
I do at home. Yeah.
Coffee machine.
I have an espresso machine.
I just got the espresso coffee machine. 1 cup of coffee. That's the way to go.
My parents bought me something, and I'm going to use it when I get to this other apartment that I'm moving to. And I think it's like one of those instant coffee makers. My dad's like, "You open it yet?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to do it once I move."
Yeah.
But I think they got me one of those.
One like an espresso?
I think, no, for coffee.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, the company's espresso.
I threw my cough medicine, my coffee pot out. It was a piece of shit. It wasn't making the coffee right. It was fucking dripping all over the place. I'm like, I'm going to get electrocuted. So I just threw it out like a year ago. Like, I hated it.
Instead of getting the brand new filters for my coffee machine, my instant coffee machines, I just throw the whole thing out and get a new one. I don't even know where you get the, what? What's wrong, Eric?
You just throw the whole machine out?
Yeah. They're not that expensive.
Okay.
I'm not getting
the filters.
Huh?
Neither are the filters. You can just
the
get them through
filters are
Amazon.
I don't know where you get them. So then I run out, and then I feel like the coffee doesn't taste as well, and then I get a new machine.
For Amazon, you just go to Amazon. You can just go to the fucking supermarket.
I don't know what a supermarket is these days.
Fresh Direct?
Oh, I like Fresh Direct. I fucking hate Fairway.
Why?
Fuck those people.
Oh, it's one of the best places. What happened?
Well,
is there an incident?
Yeah, waiting 3 hours for delivery, and then when the groceries showed up, everything was broken. Not everything, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but all the eggs, 6 out of the 12 eggs, crackers, everything that was a little sensitive.
Anything that could have been broken by dropping it
was broken. And I guess what they do is they wait for deliveries, and then it's one guy in a truck, so he's just throwing the bags in there. Then I call Fairway, and they don't give a fuck. No one gives a fuck anymore.
What'd they say?
Nothing much. Basically what they did say is, the new thing is they want to see proof that this actually happened. So now you have to go back to Fairway with broken eggs and broken crackers and broken cookies and bananas that are all fucked up because they were, crushed.
Did you bring them back?
No. Who has time to do that?
Yeah, if you had the time to bring them back, you probably would have just stood there and bought them in the first place.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed. Can I just rant for 2 seconds? And it's going to sound really just fucking petty, but I have to say it. I finally got
race mixing.
Well, sure. I finally got stopped today because I had to wait for the king to walk by.
Oh,
it is really fucking infuriating because no one gives a fuck if they see Howard Stern here in the morning. I saw the whole operation. I'm so fucking mad. And I mean, is it petty to be mad? We all work our fucking asses off around here. No one gives a fuck if we see Howard Stern in the hall when he comes to work.
I don't think it's petty to be annoyed about being stopped when you're walking in your place of work in the morning. It's ludicrous to be stopped.
Well, one of the security guards that I know really well, he goes, don't kill the messenger, but I got to stop you right here. I'm at the elevator banks. I'm looking at the glass doors into the lobby right there. He goes, he's on his way. And he goes, you go the other way. I'm like, I'm not going the other way. I've been going this way for 8 fucking years. I'm not going all the way around. He goes, all right. He goes, don't kill the messenger.
Yeah.
He kind of hinted that it's kind of stupid, to be honest with you, but I don't want to blow his spot up.
Well, they're doing their jobs. It's nothing personal.
So I'm standing literally where the glass is as he walks by. It's infuriating because people work really hard around here. Granted, he's a big deal for this company, but no one gives a fuck. And then I saw it. It's like, one is at the elevator banks. One is at the stairway, just in case you might be coming down from upstairs. Then there's one near the cut-through where the bathroom is. And then there's people down this hallway. I think it was like 4 or 5 people that are in areas blocking every angle possible so he can walk by. Who the fuck gives a fuck to that point that they're bothering him in the morning? Unless it was me when I was passing him, just saying good morning.
I'm guessing. Well, did you say it just like good morning, or did you make it? You were making it a thing. I remember. So maybe.
Well, I brought it to the show a little bit, but I mean, the fact is, I passed him at least 4 or 5 times, and every time I passed him in the hallway, I just said good morning. I'm like, fuck it. After all these years, I could at least say good morning to the guy. And then Kenny would pretty much tell me that he was not happy that I was saying good morning to him.
I'm guessing that's what it was.
But it's fucking infuriating. There's no one around. And now they got 4 or 5 guys. They got building security that has to come up now. And then they got guys that work here at Sirius XM. I'm going to get fucking talked to because I'm even talking about this on the show. But I'm mad.
Who would talk to you about that?
Because you got to just go with the fucking plan around here with this nonsense. But at least I can fucking express that it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think being stopped when you're going to your own place of business is a little silly.
And there's no one. I mean, there's no one around that sees him. I saw him those few times, and if since he changed his hours, I saw him maybe 4 or 5 times in the hallway. I can't imagine anyone else that actually sees him to the point where he's being bothered that he has to like set up this incredibly stupid system so he can walk to his section of the building. I'm
guessing it's one person. Unless there's something else that happened that we didn't know about, right. I'm guessing it was that.
Yeah, but I mean, I've reached out to that camp. I mean, I get along with so many of the people that work for Howard Stern, and I even reached out to people that are very close to him. Like, look, if you still have some fucking weird problem with me, I'll sit down and talk to you tomorrow. I don't need or want anything from you, but if it makes life easier for you or whatever, that's fine. So, but the guy like, don't kill the messenger.
Yeah.
He just knew, and I'm like, And then Scott the engineer, he's laughing at me. I've talked to Scott the engineer many, many times because he was coming to work. I go, I'm not allowed to go in yet. He goes, well, I am. And he fucking busted my balls.
Did he go in?
Yeah, of course, because he works for the show.
Well, you meet with those guys. I haven't seen Scott in I don't know how long. And
who?
You, Greenstein or Jim, the big boss. I literally never see those guys.
I'm going upstairs to talk to Jim about this because I have to get it off my chest. And I know he's not going to see my way, but at least I'll give him
How could he not see you? What's he going to say?
He'll probably say something like, look, this is how it is. And, he's been more than fair to me, but he'll probably say something like, just deal with it. But at least got to give my 2 cents. It's really fucking frustrating for people that work here because I just know no one gives a fuck.
I'll bet you that was in the New Deal.
Yeah.
I bet you that was a weird thing in the New Deal.
It's completely ridiculous. It really is.
I don't think it's in the deal because that only just started happening. And his new deal's been in effect for a while.
Since what? January, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a new thing because I recently, walked past him, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. And you guys are all stopped and you can't go to the bathrooms or anything?
Everybody's stopped. You can't come in. If they're in the hallways, you got to make do or just, walk around, take the elevator upstairs and do it.
Really?
To do your business?
To go to the bathroom.
Ugh. It's annoying.
Yeah, that would bug me. I'm sure just the inconvenience of it.
It's really just annoying. It's kind of insulting. It's insulting to everyone else that works here. Granted, they're not as important as he is. Oh, my God. But it is kind of fucking insulting. Anyway, all right, we can move on. The old days, that would be a 2-hour show. All right, so thanks for giving me 5 minutes.
That would be, nobody wants to be stopped at work.
Dude, I swear to you, if you were coming in around the time I did and you were stopped that way, I would love to.
I'd be furious.
I would love to see how you handled this.
I'd be furious.
I know you would be.
It's on just on the idea, like, we're working here. What the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah, supposedly, I mean, Jim Meyer, who runs this place, has really turned it into a different type of place. It's more of a friendly place. Like Mel, I mean, I loved Mel. I worked for him forever, but he was all business. And Meyer, cares more about the employee in general, a little more than Mel, I would have to say.
Okay.
And
I will take your word for it.
And I don't know.
I never dealt with either one of them, to be honest. I mean, hello, goodbye.
Yeah.
I never had real interactions with either. I think I've seen the new guy more, just casually hello, but I don't know either one of them.
But you want to feel like it's one happy team.
Sure.
And it obviously is him and then everybody else.
Oh, of course.
So, whatever.
And it's never going to change. It would annoy me if I came in and saw it. That would drive me nuts.
Yeah. I know it would drive you nuts. And then I talked to Travis this morning, and I missed a great fucking last-minute shot.
I saw the fucking Vine video. I saved myself 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
That was it for you?
That's it. I saw the end. Boom. Done. There you go.
I watched Horace and Pete for 2.5 hours, and then I turned on the NCAA championship. And I was loving the game, and then I just got fucking tired, and I went to bed. And then Travis goes, "Oh man, you missed the greatest ending in college basketball history, basically."
I didn't see the final 2 shots. I just saw the final one to tie it.
Yeah.
What was happening right before the tie?
What do you mean? Well, North Carolina hit a ridiculous three-pointer. I mean, a ridiculous three-pointer to tie the game. Off balance. It wasn't just you should find the other video for Jimmy.
Yeah, I haven't seen the North Carolina shot. I saw
the North Carolina shot was incredibly difficult, and he made it. And then you have Jordan jumping up and down, losing his mind. He's happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's thinking, "Oh my God, this is going overtime." And then Villanova has 4.7 seconds to go the length of the court. And it's a set play for a three-pointer. And then I don't know the name, the kid's name. Do you know?
Chris Jenkins.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Chris Jenkins pretty much hits a Stephon Curry type three to win the game for Villanova.
Apparently, it looked like Villanova was besting North Carolina, and the North Carolina made a not a 2-pointer, but one worth more, and tied the contest. And then Villanova, in the end, eventually did indeed best North Carolina, much to the chagrin of North Carolina's supporters.
I don't know if they said it that way. I don't know if the announcer said it to the chagrin of
chagrin's
North
a great word to throw in. I throw in chagrin a lot. You see someone looking sad. Oof.
Play the video again.
Eric, it's on Deadspin.
Oh, come on, Eric. Go to Deadspin for Pete's. Not Meat Spin. You're always on the wrong spot.
You spin
a one-track
me
mind.
round,
Sure
round,
does.
maybe round. Where is it? Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, back off.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Wow, why is it way down here now?
Is that Bill Cosby?
I don't think he's reading the headlines.
You're not reading the headlines, Travis is saying, Eric.
Eric, what are you doing? Stop zipping around.
You're just all willy-nilly on
What are
Deadspin.
you doing?
I'm looking for this.
You know what you're doing? I just hear... Stop making the noise.
Are you on the main page?
Well, now he's on the main page.
You weren't on the main page.
I had the tag NCAA.
Oh, you weren't on the main page.
Scroll down.
All right,
How about the tag Horses ASS?
Scroll down.
keep scrolling. You're almost there now.
Right there.
See, they're celebrating right there. So this might be it. Okay, and here we go.
You got to have an awareness for Marcus Page. He can take those big shots.
13.5 seconds.
Extending the floor here just to make Carolina use a little bit of clock.
74-71 Villanova.
Yeah.
And here comes the Carolina Ball Club marching down the field in a steadfast manner, doing some dribbling. There's been a fall. There goes the old three.
That ties it.
In the basket.
He had to get around the defender.
The cheers are deafening. It was a 9-second play. There's a woman touching her head.
Yeah.
Stop showing that shot. Florentine pointed that out. Stop going to the sad chick.
They love going to sad chick.
I know. Oh, she can't believe it just happened.
Yes, well, it happens a lot in basketball. These last second shots.
9 seconds.
Why don't we have audio now, Eric?
And the guy fell.
He's off balance.
There you go. He was off balance. He had adjust his three-point shot around the defender. That's an amazing three-pointer that was just made.
And mid-book it.
So North Carolina's thinking, we got this thing, or at least we're going to overtime.
They thought we've tied the contest. Now there's an equal number of points on both sides of the scoreboard. Let's just knock this down to 0 clockwise and move it into the next phase.
To the next phase.
Yeah.
The overtime phase.
The overtime phase. Let's get to ut.
Or round, as you might have said yesterday.
I might have, I did. I did.
Well, that was baseball.
The next round.
Yes, I did.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure it can be used in any sport.
I butchered sports talk yesterday, and it's not going to be any better today as I'm a tuckered out boy.
Let's not bring up softball anymore, please. Someone's holding an 18-year grudge.
I forgot it was softball even until he said round. I totally forgot.
Yeah, you were talking about rounds in softball.
That's right, with my Doc Martens.
Well, and you were late, too.
And black socks, I think.
Well, I was there before the game started. I believe.
He's so holding a grudge. You do remember the nice things I did for you over the years, too, I hope.
I don't know why you're putting an S after thing, but yes. I do. Yes.
Anyway.
Wow, that was 2001. David Wells came in. Am I next time right there? Oh, my. Oh, okay.
The softball was around 2000, so, all right. Jimmy's holding a 16-year grudge.
Wow. I didn't even know if that was it, though.
A 16-year grudge.
No, that might not have been the year.
I think this is the first one.
Yeah, I think 2001 I was in.
We did, too. We should have done more, but that's the reason we probably couldn't do any more. All the nudity.
Opie runs like a girl.
I don't run like a girl. What the fuck?
All right, so where's the last shot?
Yeah, let's go back to the last shot. I mean, you could put the bikini softball pictures up on our Twitter. That would be fine.
This is Walt's son.
Huh?
That's right, the detective, the hard-nosed detective, Mongoose. Walt Jenkins. This is his son, Chris, who made this shot. You remember Walt Jenkins, don't you?
And we're going to get tired Jimmy today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
No.
That's right. Hey, what's up? Zzz.
All right, so then Villanova has 4.7 seconds. The game is tied, but they got to go the length of the court to, try to win this thing.
3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
Oh, my God, what a way to win it.
Oh, great, there's a murder.
Jenkins hitting the winner at the buzzer.
Wow.
Jim, they're going to check it. I thought it was good live.
Oh, that's got to suck, huh?
No, he's probably happy he made the shot.
For the other team.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's got to suck.
If it's good. Well, they're going to check the clock. If there's any time, and boy, they've got a problem on their hands if they do. Because
And this is the first time Villanova won the championship since what?
31 years, I believe.
31 years?
And the recognition of Arch finding
And Raleigh Massimino is still alive. He was in attendance. Raleigh was the coach the last time Villanova won this thing, right?
That shot was perfect. It went off with less than a second left.
Yeah, for the win. That's what you dream of as a kid when you're just shooting hoops in your backyard.
Yeah.
And this guy actually gets to do it in real fucking life.
Yep.
That is nice.
Yep. Walt's son.
That is nice. So I missed that last night.
Yeah, I'm not big on college sports, so I'm happy I saw the end.
I was loving it. I felt confident. I'm like, you know what? I'll just find out what happened.
How much time was left when you went to bed?
I was halfway through the second half. Okay. I was tired though, man. And then fucking Travis had to break the news. You missed one of the greatest endings ever.
I saw it on Twitter. I saw Nick Kroll's Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This morning or last night because you weren't sleeping.
I watched. No. Before I was like, I was gonna watch I said, let me just watch a documentary on honor killings. That's a good way to end the evening.
Jesus, why?
Well, it's always an HBO won the Oscar. I've been wanting to see that for a while, and I had the name wrong. I've been looking up surviving an honor killing for fucking a month, and I couldn't find it. And I realized it's called A Girl in the River. I'm like, oh.
What is an honor killing?
It's in Islamic families, and when a girl dishonors the family, the male members of the family murder her to keep their honor.
Oh, God.
It's disgusting. It's obviously not all Islamic family. It's a...
Yeah.
Usually I'm guessing in really poor...
Right.
But a girl on the river, yeah, the girl did.
Was it good?
It was excellent. She ran off and married a guy she wanted to marry, and that dishonored her family. So her and her father and her uncle took her out by the river and shot her in the face and threw her in the river for dead.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to work this out.
Yeah, no.
Because I think most fathers, I could speak for fathers out there. I can't imagine ever fucking doing that.
Well, then she survives.
You might not be happy with your daughter's decisions in life.
Yeah, but you don't shoot her in the face.
But you don't bring her down to the river and shoot her in the head. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to really work shit out.
So she gets out of the river, and now it's up to there's a legal issue because they tried to murder her. So she has to forgive. If she forgives them, the court says, like, do you forgive them? And if she says yes, then the case is pretty much over. It's amazing how that's when the woman's opinion counts over there. When it comes to forgiving the guy who shot you in the face so they can let him out.
Right.
Oh, it's despicable. It's Pakistan, of course.
Right.
The worst. Just the worst.
Can you? How does it end? Because I don't feel like, even though it won an award, I don't know if I want to see that one.
Well, other people, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to turn off your radios. Because other people may watch.
It's been around a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I didn't know the name of it, so I'm assuming.
All right, yeah. We try to be better. We're trying to be better with spoiler alerts, so.
It's really, she joins the circus. It's really bizarre. She joins the circus, and her father's the ringleader, and they,
they get, all right.
It's a happy ending.
Oh, they work it out, and they start a family circus.
She says she's not going to forgive them. She will not forgive them. And of course, the shit elders, of the village, they're all dirt poor. They live in like just these awful homes.
Conditions, yeah.
Yeah. Convince her to, because her lawyer was going to help her, but then they just appointed another lawyer for her who suggested that she forgive them. So she reluctantly forgives them, and they were released from jail the next day.
Wow.
And that's it. Now she has to live in the same area with her new husband and her shot-up face.
Right.
And her fucking awful father and uncle living down the street or in the same neighborhood.
So they'll probably try to kill her again.
No, well, well, she doesn't know. She's like, if it's the will of Allah.
Right.
If it's the will of God.
No, I mean, if it's all about an honor killing, and they're probably thinking, all right, we got to do this now.
No, the father has his honor back. See, that's because that's.
Wait, how did he get his honor back again?
By attempting to kill her, and then she forgave him. They've all agreed to the system.
So now, okay.
It's horrendous. It's a horrendous part of the world.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we're not perfect, but they are just. How are we ever going to be fucking friends with Pakistan? Like, ever? Where do you go from there?
Yeah, we look at things very differently.
Yeah. But it was well done. Not as many laughs as I'd hoped for, but a little sexier than I thought. So it all came out in the wash.
Oh, good.
It was only 40 minutes.
Was there any laughs in it? Was there one laugh?
I heard someone say there's going to be justice, and I laughed ironically. No. Yeah, it was really depressing. Yeah. I didn't even know that anything else was on. I was just watching, and I read something about it. I said, oh, that's the name of it. No wonder I couldn't find it. I was looking up the wrong name.
Right.
I had no idea I was about to be a tuckered-out boy.
Oh.
And go to bed and not sleep. I jerked off right before bed.
Well, I didn't ask that. I didn't ask you for that.
Well, that's why I couldn't sleep.
Why are you offering that?
Because that puts my energy up. My comment doesn't make me tired. It makes me just go, let's face the day.
No.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, sometimes.
I think that's rare. I think I use that for a sleeping pill from time to time.
I wish it worked that way, but it worked that way for me.
Little sleeping pill. You got, you're a little hyper at first, and then you get the nice crash. And then you can, get some shut eye.
Yeah, but my nose was acting up, so I shot some Afrin in the left nostril, and then 5 minutes later, my right nostril went, hey, look what I do. And then it felt like somebody put their calf in my fucking nostril.
And then you get addicted to the Afrin, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a bad day.
Is that her?
Yeah. That's her face. That was her after the shooting.
Oh, my God. So did they put the gun in her mouth?
No, he went to put her, the uncle and the father beat her up, of course, after swearing on a Koran they wouldn't.
Right.
And then put the gun by her brain, but she was able to tilt her head a little bit. And
at the last second.
And they just threw her in the river for dead.
Their own daughter. His own daughter.
In a bag. So, well, his honor. His honor is what matters.
More than his daughter. We're never going to get along.
It's just all they have nothing there. They're dirt poor.
She's gorgeous, too.
Yeah, she's a pretty girl. I mean, just a terrible culture. Just terrible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You can't even marry who you want.
No. Well, she'd been seeing this guy for like 4 years.
What was the problem with the guy?
The family wasn't poor enough. I mean, sorry, was too poor. Was below them.
But they're the same religion.
Oh yeah.
So
of course.
the only thing that didn't match up was the money.
Yeah, a poor family.
Yeah.
Just wanted. I guess they want to move up. And they. Her name was Saba Kaiser or Sabah Kaiser, S-A-B-A, and then Q-A-I-S-E-R. What a great fucking Scrabble word her last name would be.
No kidding. I think I'm gonna. I'll watch this.
It's only
thing.
40 minutes. So it was run best short.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch this. All right.
Really good and really awful. It just made you just hate that whole part of the world.
And it finally made you sleep like a baby. That finally did it.
No, that was before.
Before the jerking off in the Afrin?
Oh, yeah. That was at a decent hour. That was when the game was on.
Oh, so you went game,
No game. I turned that off.
No game, you saw it on the Vine, you said that.
Yeah, on Twitter, and then I looked at a Vine.
I gotcha. Then you went for the honor killing documentary. When did you jerk off in there?
Well, no, game was on when I was watching the honor killing.
All right, wait. All right, so where's the Afrin, the jerking off, the game, and the documentary?
Game was a non-factor to me. Watching honor killing, come off that, look on Twitter, game's over. I watch a Vine. Game is 5 seconds of my life.
Right.
Oh, cool. That's all wrapped up. Then it's like, you know what? Let me tug some cum out. Why not? I'm feeling cute. Be a goose.
Treat yourself.
Treat myself to a little fucking, belly button pudding, as I call it. I just made that term up, but I'm pretty proud of myself.
Might want to write that one down. That's
a
nice.
little belly button pudding. So I spilled all over myself. I'm out of napkins, of course, so I used some baby wipes.
Yep.
Scoop it out. And then, man, my nose is bad. So I shoot it in the left. I'm going to go lay down now. And then I realize, no, my right nostril's even worse. So I shoot it there, and it's going to be a bad night.
So now you're just staring at the ceiling?
Dude, I tossed and I turned 3.5 to 4 hours. I was out of my mind.
That is just the worst.
Now I'm tuckered out. I have a very long day. I'll live, but, it's like frustrating because you go to bed at a decent hour and just laying there. It's like, motherfucker. Man.
When did you finally fall asleep, you think?
I don't know, but I remember getting up and going to the bathroom again, and it was a 6:30 a.m.
So you never really slept?
3:30 was the last time I looked at the clock.
Yeah, you didn't really sleep. You took a nap.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how you do it.
I'm in bad shape today.
I don't know how you do it.
No, it's not that I don't want to sleep, I want to, I just can't.
And you don't nap during the day?
I do sometimes. I couldn't yesterday. I did, Bobby hosted Ant's show, and
right.
I did my guest appearance, and and then me and Bobby went out to dinner. I saw him for a little. It was nice to see Bob Kelly again.
Everything work out okay for you guys yesterday?
Yeah. I love Bobby, so it was nice to chat with him.
Bobo.
Yeah.
Good.
He's busy shooting his Dennis Leary show, so I don't see him that much.
Right.
Because he's down at the cellar once in a while, but...
He was supposed to fill in for you last Friday. He said, I'll get back to you, and he never did.
Oh, maybe he was shooting. Yeah, he's been really busy.
Yeah, no, I understand. He said, I got to find my shoot schedule or whatever. My call time, as they say in the biz.
Yeah.
But he never got back to me.
He couldn't even do that De Niro shoot because he had to shoot that day. I was really disappointed for him.
He had to blow off De Niro?
Well, he had to. He was already booked to shoot his own show.
Oh, wow. How's he dealing with that?
He's fine. Yeah, Bobby's a pretty practical. He's like, hey, dude, he's doing a series. You know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't like it was a big scene with De Niro. It was like, literally, it was fast, and he had something he was doing, so.
Yeah, but that's something you could take with you for a long fucking time.
Sure.
The day you shot with Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Bobby's a fun guy to shoot with. You know how it is when you're on the set with old Bobby D.
Old Bobby D.
But, Bobby K has a series, so
right.
Bobby K made the right move.
I got to tell the people, one of our favorite people is coming in today. Buzz Aldrin is coming back for, is this his third or fourth visit with us?
Yeah, I want to say at least his third.
Probably his third.
Hey, Zzz.
He famously told us not to dilly-dally when we thought we were having a nice conversation with the man.
Yeah.
Because he had to get to CNN.
Yeah, it's not dilly-dally. I asked a question about the mentality needed for a long term. I want to ask him that same question again. I wish we could have that. Do we have that anywhere? I want to ask him.
I could find it.
Could you find that dilly-dally?
I want to ask the same question that he told me not to dilly-dally on. What do you think the mental is?
I know.
What are you asking that for?
I know we've pumped it up since the appearance, but it's one of my favorite things. Because when these people come in, you feel like, all right, we're hanging, we're talking. You try to keep it loose. You know, you don't want to have it like a really structured interview. And then the guy just looks at us and goes, "Stop dilly-dallying. I got to get over to CNN."
Yeah, he was none too. I thought it was a good question, too.
It was a very good question.
Because I'm curious as to mental breakdowns on a 3-year mission. I mean,
Is that when he reached over and grabbed your arm while he was wearing that girl's bracelet?
Well, don't say
did he
that.
grab my arm?
I don't know.
I think just kind of like that.
He showed me his rings. Yeah, I mean, when you look at, and I want to read the book, 'cause there's a story in there about he hitched a ride on Air Force One with Obama. Like, he has a fun life at this point. He's had a good 47 years since the moon landing.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. And it's not a girl bracelet. I mean, we all point out that it looks like something your grandma would wear, but it's all crystals and shit. He's a big crystals guy. He's got a lot of rings, too. So what is his book called? No Dream is Too High.
Life lessons learned from a man who walked on the moon. You know, it's like these guys write these things that they've learned over the years.
Right. Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Kenny. Can I have only hot coffee today, Kenny? Because I'm going to be a cold boy later.
What, that'll help you not be a cold boy later?
It will if I have hot coffee, yeah.
The sky, well, here's the chapters in Buzz's book. The sky is not the limit. There are footprints on the moon.
Oh, there's me and old Buzzaroo chatting. That's a nice picture of us smiling.
Yeah. Yeah, Buzz looks all right there.
He certainly does. What's that? Two men who like to explore, just in different ways. That's a nice Getty image.
Yeah.
Getty images of old Buzz and Jim. What does it not say Jim? Just say Buzz. Goddamn Getty images.
What year is that from?
1970. We both look good.
You definitely look good, but you lost even more weight since that day.
No, maybe
not.
I think I'm fatter since then, or no? Am I the same?
It's probably how you're sitting in that photo then.
Do I look fatter now?
No. Jesus, no.
Oh.
This is 3 years ago already?
Yeah.
How old is Buzz Aldrin?
He's 84. I'm going to guess.
I'm going to go, yeah, all right.
Am I wrong, E-Rock?
I was going to sit.
Let's see.
E-Rock, you know Buzz better than anybody, for Pete's sake. I read your book. He wrote a book about Buzz's first 2 years of life.
86.
Wow.
We're going to be talking to an 86-year-old
Almost
man.
90. That's
almost
amazing.
90.
So wait, he was almost 40 when he went to the moon, or 39?
I don't know. He started in before the 69 thing, flying around up there. He did some Gemini action.
In 66? Yeah.
66 would have been, I guess. There's a selfie in the book when he was on one of those Gemini missions. Gemini 12, Gemini 12 maybe.
Or Gemini 11, yeah.
Or maybe Gemini 9A.
Oh, no,
or was
Gemini
it Gemini
12.
10? I'm going to go Gemini 10, 11, 12, and 9A.
I couldn't be hungrier. Do you want to eat real quick? We have to go from 7:50 on.
Ooh, what do you got for me?
Well, I'm pointing at it right now. Some would call it zipper meat. But I know, because we got we got those guys. We had the property guys coming in, and then we have Buzz at 8:30.
Look, the property brothers. I mean, can I be honest? I'm sure they're nice guys. What are we doing?
Say it before Roland gets in.
What?
Well, I'm happy they're here. I'm sure I think they tolerated us. We were fighting. They stood outside. They were troopers.
They were here the day we were fighting? So
Yeah.
this is a make good?
Yeah, and those guys are good eggs. So
Did they run away from the show?
no, they stayed for a while, but we were going at it, man. It was like a Jack Johnson fight. So they stayed for a while. They have a book called The Property Brothers: Ultimate Guide to Finding and Fixing Your Perfect House.
Right.
And I wish I had found these guys before. Roland's right there. Are they here?
They'll be here in a few minutes.
Well, can Roland come in? Roland just lurks outside like a burglar. What are we, behind shrubs? What's he doing? He walks away. I'm thinking, I know, you're right. I just caught myself being unreasonable. He can't hear me. Travis pointed his ears like, he can't hear you, stupid.
The Property Brothers, they're twins, I guess, huh? I've seen their show. It's all right.
I couldn't tell if they were...
What?
They're here?
All right, we're going to eat, though. I mean, they're scheduled for 7:50-ish, so we could...
How
What?
far are they?
They're in the lobby.
Where? Which lobby?
Right here.
What's wrong?
Okay.
It's hot.
What do you mean it's hot?
He means the temperatures.
It's not hot.
Here. Yeah.
All right, then turn the fucking heat off.
Well, just me. I mean, it's up to you guys. It's your...
No, I'm going to be cold.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Property Brothers. They got a book called Dream Home.
Where's the oxygen?
Ultimate Guide to Finding and Fixing Your Perfect House.
Yeah.
Tom Papa!
Hi, everybody.
We got two Papas in here today.
Another Papa?
John Papa.
Ah.
From the Blues Traveler.
I like radio,
Blues
but anyway.
Travelers. Or Blues Traveler. Blues Travelers.
No, but
Blues Traveler,
anyway.
yes. All right, we got to take a break, Tom.
That's good. I'm exhausted.
Oh, we got 6 minutes. Let's do it real quick.
We're going to be talking to an astronaut today.
No
Buzz
way.
Aldrin's coming in.
No way.
Yeah, you'll be gone by then.
He gets a bit ornery.
He does.
He told us to stop dilly-dallying.
Really?
Travis is going to find the clip for after the break.
He's been on the
By
moon.
then.
Huh?
He's been on the moon.
What'd you say, Travis?
I'll have it by then.
All right, good. So Tom Papa's here, Jim's eating, and we got, I guess, the Property Brothers next.
Ah, jeez.
Stick around if you fucking want. Got Tom Papa in studio, and
Good
Bring these guys in. The
morning.
Property Boys.
the Property Brothers. Their book is called Dream Home, Ultimate Guide to Finding and Fixing Your Perfect House.
I wish I would have known these guys when I started buying shit.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
How is your living situation?
It's just a fucking abomination. I'm having a renovation done. It stinks. Hi, guys.
That's awful. While you're in it?
No.
You guys are tall.
I know. Ate my Wheaties.
Wow. How tall are you guys?
Just over 6'4"?
6'4".
Yes. We make tall guys look short.
Yeah. You guys were here the day we were fighting. And
Oh, yeah. I had deja vu sitting in the front lobby there.
me and Jimmy went at it for, I don't know, like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and
it was
these guys
a while.
were waiting, and they finally had to bail.
I think they hung for a while, though. You guys were troopers. You waited for a little while, and they're like, all right, these
I thought I
are...
was going to have to come in and split it up.
Sorry about that. From time to time, there's fights in here, and we
Gotta air stuff out.
You know, we know what the problem is. I mean, you guys were sort of fangirling. You didn't know if you were Team Jonathan or Team Drew. I know.
That's true.
What it was.
Yeah, we were like, I like him, and then that's just it got ugly.
It happens.
It got ugly from there.
Fire resentments came out.
I've seen your show. I like it, but I'm trying to remember. One of you guys is the real estate guy, and the other guy does the renovations, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a real estate agent, and Jonathan's a contractor. Obviously, he's more hands-on. I like to keep the suit on and keep my hands clean.
Yeah, way back in the day, he used to do work with me, and then like '96, he broke a nail, and that was it.
Yeah,
forget it.
I wish I would have met you guys. I'm moving and I'm having a renovation done. It's been going on forever. It's just a nightmare.
Are you handy?
No, not at all. No,
just handsy.
He's very handsy.
Very handsy.
I'm one of five boys. I have five boys in my family, and my father looked at us. There was 3 that were really handy. No, 2 that were really handy and 3 that were not. And he sat us all down. He said, you guys either got to figure this fucking shit out someday or make enough money to pay someone else to do it.
Yeah, so we grew up on a ranch, so you did not have the choice. You had to get out. You had to build barns and fences. You had to do all that stuff, because if you didn't do it, you would just get your ass kicked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just had no interest in it.
Yeah.
I mean, and we rebuilt our house growing up, so I've done sheetrock and all that stuff, but I just never got the bug to continue learning and doing it.
Well, now you have the book, so now you can pick up where you
will be handy.
All your inadequacies in life, gone.
I mean, my half of the book is telling you how to use professionals. So do what you were saying.
You don't need to tell me how to use professionals, believe me.
Jimmy knows how to.
And that's the thing. The book's for people who just don't know what to do, don't know where to start, and most people these days don't.
Yeah.
All these pictures in here, is it stuff you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of the pictures are inspirational photos. There are some from our shows. There's some from even our house. And the big thing for us is we wanted to give some visuals for inspiration. And then there's so much information in that book that our fans haven't seen before. About 80% of the photos are brand new photos they haven't seen before.
Right. I'm all about a good island in the kitchen.
I thought you were going to say you're all about pictures. I'm just all about pictures. These words, I'm not so much about the words.
Can't read those.
Jimmy, you got to have a nice island in your kitchen, in your new place?
I felt an island was appropriate. I don't have a very big kitchen, but then again, I'm a single fucking weirdo living alone. I don't cook, so
you're also not a very big individual. So you could get this island, and you don't even need the rest of it. You can just have the island.
I don't even have a lock on my front door. It's a dog door. I just creep in and out of my own apartment.
Jimmy, moved from one place to the other, and the place he lived in for 8 years, 10 years. He never used a kitchen. It's like almost brand.
It's literally
new. Can you imagine?
I moved in 2005. And I probably used the stove 3 or 4 times, and those were just girls I was sleeping with who just were hungry. They made something for themselves. I can't cook.
So then after you, made for themselves, and say after you cooked for them, they left. So
I never cook. I can't cook at all. Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing it. It's probably, I hear people who do it, it's cathartic, so I'm getting a decent kitchen, but.
So what's taking so long with your friggin' renovation? Why is it not done yet? You said
exactly the question I've been asking. I don't know.
Jonathan, go help.
All right, let's go, Jimmy. Let's do it.
How long?
It started like around October, November. It's supposed to be done at the end of this month. I added a bunch of stuff because it's like
water slide.
Did you add a water slide?
No, I wanted a fist on every chair, just to keep me honest. No, I don't. It's just all this nonsense, and then they get delayed. It's just. But I think the guy's pretty honest.
Maybe if you cooked for the contractors.
With what? There was nothing there. It was just an empty husk of an apartment.
Are you living in it while you renovate it?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not. I'm a man of leisure.
That's good.
That's definitely good. That is
yeah.
when homeowners say to me, they're like, I want to save some money and I just want to live in the renovation. I'm like, what are you, nuts?
Yeah,
It's the word. You wake up with a sore throat because of the dust. You're arguing. You actually, the next show we do should be DIY divorce because you see the couples deteriorating in front of you every morning when you wake up. It's the worst idea.
But they're trying to save money because then they would have to rent, something somewhere else.
Save money or save your relationship. I don't know, one or the other.
Yeah.
Especially if you have kids, you don't stay in a renovation.
Forget it.
I said I will not do it. Unless I think by the time I move in, there's going to be a couple of small things they still have to do, but 90% the bulk of it will be done.
I think you must be sleeping in here because it smells like dudes in this space here. So maybe the sleeping bag's under the table.
There was we ate eggs before. It was probably eggs.
Maybe. Yeah.
I got a question about the show. When they show the final product and it's all beautiful with the furniture and everything. Is that staged, or they get to keep that shit?
Well, on Property Brothers, they keep it. So everything you see
But
on
other
Property
shows,
Brothers,
they stage it?
Well, on Buying and Selling, we're just staging it to sell. So it's rented furniture and there are a couple things that they'll keep. But on Buying and Selling, the whole point is that we just stage it to get it sold so we can get them in
Yeah, no, I get that. But when you renovate it for somebody and for TV, they really want to make it look spectacular. Do they get to keep all that
on
stuff?
Property Brothers, they get to keep everything. All of the furniture and decor is a part of the design. But that's one of the things people love about our shows is that we actually do the construction and the design. It's not just a reno, and then people have no idea how to stage the place.
That's the trick. If you're gonna, what you should have done when you're renovating your house, you should have just told the contractors you were filming a show, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's so exciting," and then they'll do it for free.
What were you
thinking?
My manager has zero showbiz connections, and I mentioned that to him. I mentioned that to him. He's like, "Hey, Jim, I'm talking to somebody." I did ask him about that, but I also you want to have a certain. There's no way I think a show is going to take 8 months to do something. A show is not going to put 8 or 9 months into something either.
No, well, you look at most projects we do on Property Brothers. We're only doing 3 or 4 rooms for the show, but we usually renovate the whole place inside and out. But that's a separate timeline, separate budget for everything else. But on the show, what I normally do in 6 weeks would take my company like 13 weeks outside of the show. But every vendor has to make us a first priority.
How many houses are you guys do in a year then?
60 full renovations, 60 episodes a year, plus our own investment. So that's just for TV.
You're doing 60 houses in 1 year?
Yeah, we do up to 10 at a time. So we're back here in New York. We're shooting around the Westchester area mainly and up to Connecticut. We'll be doing 16 episodes, so 16 houses in 3 months. So but we're very efficient. I mean, we've been doing this since the mid to late 90s. We've learned a lot over the years, and we're very, very efficient.
I actually can see...
My brain is blowing up, yeah. How many people work for you guys to get that done?
Huge. So here in the Westchester area, I'll have 5 crews running full-time, and I'll be doing 10 projects at a time. So it's big. So I spend every day between 3 or 4 projects.
Just running around.
Hey, if I send you guys, if I send you guys a total bill or a total contractor thing, can you tell me if I got? I mean, we all get fucked by there's no way around it unless you wouldn't because you know what you're doing.
Do you want to bend over right now?
That's what he said to me when I walked in. I'm like, I like this guy. He's honest. But if I send it to you guys, you could probably tell me how badly I got raked over there.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we'd have a look. The hard thing is the more in demand it is. Like in New York, there's a lot of renovations are happening, and the prices go up. I mean, that's just the way of the business. If people are busy, they'll charge you more.
That's what I find. And New York's really bad. Westchester was pretty bad. A lot of the trades, they just take on too many projects that they piss everybody off, and that's what annoys me the most. There are a lot of great contractors, and they start great, and then they get greedy. They start taking on too much stuff. stuff, and then nobody's happy.
So what we were trying to do with Dream Home, the whole reason we wrote this
Back
book.
to the book.
Exactly.
You're smart.
He's the business guy, and I don't know what
It took us.
And you just want to have fun with us, but he has to make sure we promote the book.
These are the important things. People don't want to run through these issues. Jimmy, all the issues you're having, that's why we wrote this, because it's giving people the information to be able to be educated through the process, know how to find a contractor, know how to find a real estate agent. And so hopefully once you read this and you go back to your contractor, you can finish it in 2 weeks.
I'm hoping that people will read the book, because there hasn't been one resource that has all of the information in one place. There's books on different things here and there, but this has it all in one place. I'm hoping people will read the book and they'll start to raise the bar about what they're expecting from their contractors, because there's just a lot of shit contractors who just need to stop. They need to get out of the business.
They call themselves contractors, but they're just a fly-by-night kind of business.
Every time I've walked in, this guy has been there with his crew. He strikes me as honest. I've talked to him for some reason, and he seems pretty no-nonsense, and this is just what we're doing, and this is what it is.
You got to set up cameras, though, because they probably are just hanging around, and then as soon as they hear that door, then they're like, oh, my God.
They're all fucking each other.
They're trying on your lacy stuff.
I don't know what kind of a
It's
design
just one
you're
big
going for.
lemon party when you're
right on your island.
Right. What's the biggest sale you had in real estate?
Biggest property?
Yeah, what was your biggest one?
I mainly worked with residential. I don't work with clients outside the shows anymore, but I've done up to a couple of $1 million for a property. I never did the high end properties, $5 to $10 million.
Biggest residential reno that we did was probably the one in our house in Vegas.
Yeah.
That we added the water slide, and everybody, when they were coming to the house, oh, this is nice, this is nice. There's a water slide. I've got a 2-story water slide that comes around. I don't care about
it. It
anything
goes through
else.
the house?
It goes from, there's sort of a second story, turret where we've got like a little poker table up there, and then it goes around a bunch of palms and then into the pool. That's my pride.
That's pretty awesome.
That's in your house.
That's your main house? You have a couple houses?
We have, we sold our own places. We live in Vegas, and we got this we just call it like the family compound. We built a little guest house next door for our parents, so when there's like 2 feet of snow in Canada, they come down and stay with us.
Sweet.
And, it's nice. We don't get home a lot. We're always on the road filming, but...
What part of Canada are you guys from?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
Been in Vegas about 8 years now. But it's funny because we're on the road traveling a lot, so we've got this ridiculous surveillance system and security system at the house, and it sends me a snapshot if anyone ever crosses the threshold or goes into the house or in the yard and everything. And my friends will constantly hop the fence and use my pool and use my slide, and I'll get shots of my brother who's back there. I'm like, damn it.
He thinks he's sneaky. He knows we have the security camera, but he forgets.
I hope they're mooning the security cameras.
Oh, worse.
All right,
worse.
Good for them.
How often you get to spend it? How much time do you get to spend at home?
Typically, I only go home 2-3 weeks a year, unless we're filming in Vegas. So this year we filmed there. I was at home for 3 months. Jonathan goes home maybe once or twice a month.
Wait,
okay.
So, wow, you got those beautiful houses and you don't even really get to see them.
Our friends and family use it more than we do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the big thing for me was, thinking, because we're on the road all the time, and what do I want in a place? I like Vegas because best shows and restaurants, maybe besides New York, but best shows and restaurants in America. You've got no rain, no snow, and the housings.
No
if I had the
taxes.
same place in L.A., I'd be paying a fortune for this place to sit empty all year. So I like it. I like just being in the desert.
Are you guys gamblers?
No, if you live in Vegas, you don't gamble.
That's
You'll
what
be
we hear.
broke in a week.
That's what we hear.
I'm a pole dancer, though, but
we hear you guys, most of you guys just avoid the strip in general.
Yeah, unless we have an event to go to the strip or we're going to a restaurant down there, no, we avoid it.
The last couple of weeks has been pretty bad, though, because when we were wrapping up filming Brother vs. Brother, we had so many friends visiting from out of town, and they all want to go down to the strip, and they all want to party, and we had a wrap party and everything. That was an all-nighter. So the biggest pain in the butt when I first moved to Vegas was all of your friends want to stay with you, but then they're too cheap to rent a car or do something like that, so they expect you to chauffeur them around.
Not me, I won't.
And so I finally just tell people, I'm like, this is the city of hotels. Go I'm not your hotel. Go stay at a hotel. And
you really enjoy
I would
yourself.
hate to stay with someone. I would much rather stay in a hotel than someone's house and their personal space.
Yeah, you've got dignity. So.
But you got a water
No, I
slide.
have none. That's why I don't want people seeing it. I want to be in a hotel where they don't see who's creeping in and out of my room.
But that's
trying to
exactly
save a
it.
few bucks.
It's the water slide. Everyone sees that and they see our pool and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh no, we want to stay there." But I've told ever since I got my first car when I was 16, I've told all my friends I'm not your chauffeur. So if you want to do something, make your own way to where I am.
What kind of pool? Is there
Here's an
anything
asshole.
special? Besides the slide?
The pool? It's
the pool itself?
Infinity Edge, and there's a big hot tub at the back, and then I've got a 15-foot movie screen that comes down on hydraulics. And so if you want to watch the game or something, you do that. It's got fire pits on it.
It's awesome.
It is not like a children's pool. Like I discovered after I designed the pool and I put it in, I discovered every surface could kill somebody.
Just sharp edges.
Oh my God, like you wouldn't believe. So
we also have a swim-up bar, so you can actually swim up and sit in the water. You can sit at the bar and be served from the pool house. So it's
booze, fire, and technology.
Why are we not doing this interview there?
This is why you're only there 2 weeks.
That's amazing. You know what I like about these home shows is the tragic stories.
Yeah.
I hate to just, like move that bus and, the people move into these beautiful houses and then you learn they can't really keep up the house anymore.
Well, the good thing for our show...
Is that bad that I enjoy that?
well, actually, even on Property Brothers, Jonathan hates it. In the beginning of Property Brothers, I take people to this dream home. It has everything they're asking for. It's move-in ready, but it's like twice their budget. They can't afford it. And so Jonathan calls that the asshole Drew move because I'm like, oh, you love this home that's perfect for you? You can't afford it. Oh.
It's not that part that it's that he enjoys it so much. He gets giddy when he's I'm going to pull the rug out from under these guys.
I pet my hairless cat and I cackle while I show them.
But that's why shows like that, like Extreme Home Makeover and stuff like that, I don't think that's why I think the show was canceled, because every time they're trying to one up the tragedy, every single time the story is to the point where I don't know where you could go. There's nothing more.
It had its run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was reading about American Idol this morning. They had their run. They used to do 36 million viewers, and they said in the paper today they're down to 8 million.
Oh, yeah.
The show is
So my show rates higher than theirs?
It's funny, actually, speaking of Idol, before Property Brothers, I was pitched a show, aside from Jonathan, because we originally were actors, and I was trying to get back into acting after some years of real estate, and I was then pitched for a show called Realtor Idol. It was basically American Idol for realtors.
It was the dumbest idea.
The stupidest idea. I have a great voice.
That was my expression when you told me so. I'm like, that show is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre.
How is that going to play out?
It would. I think it would be canceled after an episode. So
it's amazing how addicting these shows are. Like you just see a house and your brain starts going like, what are they going to do to it?
Yeah.
And all these shows are so addicting. You don't need anything extra.
It's real
to see the house and what's going to happen to it.
It's called property porn. People get hooked. You get in there, you see the beautiful before and afters, you see the whole process. Everyone can relate to it because everyone lives somewhere.
And we lace our designs with crack, so you can't turn it away.
It is
the before and after shots, right?
It's amazing, and like how staging stuff and everything, it really is, it makes it so attractive. And then you can't do it on your own. Like we just bought a house and we just switched homes, and you're going in and you're shopping for all these homes, and my wife loved it. In every bathroom they would have like 3 rolled up towels in a little pyramid, and she's like, oh, I love that, I'm going to do that just in our bathroom. So now that we're in the house, she sets that up. It just looks shitty.
Do you ever walk in and you just bat it off the ground there?
It just doesn't look the same.
You realize it's just too much work.
Yeah, it's like I want to use that towel, but it's in the pyramid.
Honey, roll it back up when you're done.
And the towels just look sad because you can't do it properly.
No, you're not doing it.
That's like throws.
It's like chopping. So we stage and fluff the pillows, but we just basically chop the top of the pillow. And we always have homeowners that message us and say, "You guys make chopping pillows look so easy, but when I do it, my wife yells at me."
Yeah,
it's there's finesse.
I went to school to learn how to chop a pillow.
I believe it.
I wish I would have read this before I started in this process.
You're learning stuff.
You're wallowing in your sorrow.
What are you learning there, Jimmy?
Just the do's and don'ts of rooms.
Did you see the page that had the pyramid towel thing on it?
Actually, that page you're on right now is great. So in the book, we have floor plans, we have inspirational photos, all these different things, but we even have lists of what time of year you should buy certain products for your home, whether it's appliances, floors, outdoor furnishing, because the retailers have rock bottom prices at certain times of year. So we're trying to help literally everything we've learned in our 20 years of real estate, we're trying to pass on through Dream Home.
I might have messed up. Like I have one I call a room for dance, and it's it's my living room, and I just got it set up with white curtains that I'm just going to dance in.
That's where you wear your pink leotard and you dance all night.
Would that be a don't or a do?
That would be on the don't list. You know what? Do it. I just don't want to see it. So that's like a new list.
Yeah.
No, we want people to come. Like, obviously, we want people to grab the book. I think it's a great resource for them. But we want them to come see us too. We're on. So this is the second day of our book tour. We're going across the country, hitting a bunch of major cities.
Right.
L.A., San Diego, San Francisco, you name it. So we want people to hop online, see where we're going to be, and come and see us in person. person,
you
and they
guys
can ask
doing
us
signings?
questions. We're doing signings. We were at Barnes and Noble's last night in Union Square.
Oh, nice.
They had to stop letting people in, or the fire marshal was going to yell at us.
Oh, wow.
So
Guys are so popular.
You know, I don't know what it is.
You're getting a lot of action on the road, and you're not even home. Like you're
slaying it.
My girlfriend's with me. Jonathan's a single one. But
just crushing it in Westchester for 6 months.
Oh man, I'm popular with mom.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's good though. I mean, we love all the questions you're asking times 10 is what we get when we're doing live appearances and when we're doing autograph sessions for fans. So if everyone goes to thescottbrothers.com/events, you'll see what cities we're in. We're even hitting Houston, Seattle, San Francisco. We're hitting cities we haven't been to before as well. So
how much better is this than acting? Sitting in a room waiting for an audition.
Drew still loves acting. I don't mind acting, and we do stuff every now and then just for fun. But I much prefer producing because I love telling people what to do.
We actually, when we first got this gig, though, I remember thinking, I'm like, host? I don't want to host. That's lame. I want to be an actor. And now we look back, we're like, this is so much better. This is
so much better.
Yeah, you got a great
You
gig.
have an empire.
Did you guys ever switch out growing up as twins?
Oh yeah, you have to.
You did,
of course.
Well,
we would, so in high school especially, we would go back and forth because we looked a lot more alike when we were younger, and Jonathan would be
you
annoying.
look pretty much alike right now. I see there are some differences,
Different hair,
but I mean,
you're saying all white guys look the same.
But first glance, you would think, okay, they're pretty identical.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, Jonathan would he always him and our best friend's name was Pedro growing up, and so Jonathan and Pedro would always be pranking me and picking on me. So to get payback, I would find the girl that Jonathan likes in school. I'd dress up, and Jonathan used to wear, because he's a magician, he used to wear like a tight fitted turtleneck, black turtleneck with like a gold chain. Remember Night at the Roxbury, those suits? Yeah. That's what he would wear. So I would dress up in a Jonathan outfit. I would make a fool of myself in front of her. Not that the wardrobe wouldn't just do it on its own. And then she never talked to him again. That was my payback.
I would like to point out that I did not go to high school dressed like a Night at the Roxbury.
What I remember, you magic.
Yeah, I would wear like a Seinfeld pirate shirt or something like that. Way cooler.
Do you guys sell products too? Do you have a line yet?
Yeah, we have a furniture and decor line, Scott Living.
Smart.
On QVC. We just announced Costco. We have a couple other big retailers coming on board.
Could you not eat a banana?
Seductive.
He's not eating it. He slaps his own face with it.
Yeah, you're just playing with it while you're talking to me here.
Am I making you nervous?
No, you're turning me on. I'm trying to focus on what I'm talking about.
You're
here.
so relaxed.
Yeah.
I've never seen a man more relaxed eating a banana before.
Exactly.
You're supposed to chew the banana.
Yeah,
You're supposed to break a piece off, right?
Well, that's what monkeys do, because I think the monkeys aren't trying to flirt with you.
You guys are so uptight.
Tom would much prefer if it was dipped in chocolate first, believe me.
Have we confirmed? Have we confirmed this wife situation? Is that? Yeah,
it's a fluid situation.
Yeah, we've all had our doubts.
Where you at with the? Where you at?
You're
with
in design, you know.
Yeah, it's not going to work now. I was going to talk about rain showers, but it's not going to work. I'm going to take the hit.
So
I don't like rain showers. Or I find them. I'm getting one just because I
love
like,
rain showers.
Oh, I like it jetting on me. Not
drippy, right?
I got to side with you because I'm exactly the same, but we have very different reasons. I don't like it because I don't like getting my hair wet until I want to get my hair wet.
Oh, okay.
So you've got your hair buzzed short. So you don't. But for me, I don't like I put the rain shower in for clients, but I don't like it myself.
My whole thing is I'm not flexible enough. Like, I mean, I know everyone considers that a high-end feature to have it coming out of the ceiling, but I'm not flexible enough to get my armpits straight up, or I have to bend like a Cirque du Soleil performer to get certain areas of my body.
Well, that's why I got another shower head in there.
Yeah, that's
how
just,
cheap are you?
Come on,
rain shower and another shower, a regular shower.
That's what
head.
a tart wash is for. You just sit in the sink and take care of the rest.
What's the most outrageous things a client wanted in their house?
Oh god, we've had it all. I mean, you name it. I mean, Jonathan's put in like pole dancing poles.
That's not too crazy,
we went in,
right?
Yeah, we went into one place. Which
that was
for there was the one place that clients were buying. It was these twin sisters. They were probably in their 60s, something like that. The funniest women in the world. And we go into this house, and the woman can't figure out what this swing is next to the bed. It was, obviously, everyone else knew what it was. The whole crew knew it was a sex swing, but they didn't know what it was. And she's like, "Is it for hanging stuff?" Well, I don't understand. And
she's
so when we finally
she started playing on it.
Yeah, and so we finally told her what she was like. She was thrown back. Oh my god! So when I finished the design, I ended up putting it back in again just to mess with her. But so this beautiful design that you saw on the show, that's all wonderful.
Yeah.
And if you look, and the audience would never know, but if you look, you can just see the hook that I reinstalled. But we don't point it out on the show. But it's so I could reinstall.
Did she keep it?
She did keep it.
I don't know what's happening
she
there,
said
but I think I really upped her
the sex
game.
swing.
Yeah,
good for her.
It's funny. You walk into her bedroom, she hands you deli gloves. All right, hop in the swing.
The thing is, 90% of what happens on the show, 90% of what I say on the show could never air. It could air on your show, but it could never air.
Why don't you guys do something with that? Put it on the internet or get a blooper. I'm sure you've done the blooper show.
We have some blooper reels. I mean, some stuff is just Jonathan likes to say a lot of things that can't be used on TV.
Like what? Give us a good one.
You know what? My throat's a little
he makes references all the time. Or the thing is, what it is, sometimes homeowners, when they start with us, are a little uncomfortable on camera. We want them just to be themselves. Sometimes they'll come in and they'll be like, well, Jonathan and Drew, this house does not look like the way. They're trying to be all announcing. We're like, what are you doing? Just be yourself. Don't try and act. And so we'll say things like, we're in the bedroom, and it'll be a husband and wife couple that are very sort of, they're not risque at all. They're very proper. And Jonathan's like, to the husband, I hear you have a hard time looking at potential in the bedroom. Maybe we need to help you give a little hardwood
I'll slip in a lot of innuendo just to mess with homeowners, and sometimes they don't get it, and then when all of a sudden they do, they're like afraid that their friends are going to judge them because they said hardwood or something like that. It's pretty funny.
And then the thing is that you can probably tell a lot about the relationship by the things they're asking for. Like if the guy's like, on my wife's side by the tub, I'd like to have a toaster operate.
You'd be surprised how common a feature that is.
Well, Buzz Aldrin has checked in.
Okay,
you know who Buzz Aldrin is?
I'm aware of this guy.
So I think we gotta cut it short, but certainly come back and see us next time you're in New York, guys.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen you guys first. But this book is awesome. I'm looking through this for chatting, and
thank you.
Fuck, man.
Well, we're filming here in New York for the next 3 months, starting in 2 weeks after our book tour is done. So we hop around the country. Like I said, anybody who wants to come and see us, get a book signed, check out thescottbrothers.com/events. We have a lot of cities.
And if you can't get your damn project done, just give me a call.
I think it's almost done, but I would be curious what someone on the outside thinks of it. I think mostly it's legit, and I felt like the guy was a pretty straight.
I'm interested in seeing these fist chairs.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
By the way, we are at the 92nd Street Y tonight doing a signing too. So anybody who's in New York here wants to come by, that's where we're going to be.
That's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much,
Thanks
guys.
for letting me in this time.
Sorry about last time. So it's Dream Home, the Property Brothers, ultimate guide to finding and fixing your perfect house. Jonathan and Drew Scott. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you guys.
We're going to take a quick break, and we got Buzz Aldrin next. Stay there. Back with Tom Papa.
Oh, yeah.
Travis found the clip of Buzz Aldrin. Want to play us really fast, and then we're going to get Buzz Aldrin in here. This is one of my favorite clips.
What kind of psychological testing, too? Like, there's got to be some intense stuff these guys have to go through for that type of...
Yeah, they were telling me that we got to rush out of here when I'm through to get to CNN, so let's not dilly-dally along if we're...
How is that dilly-dally? Okay, yeah, so what kind of...
You went on to ask the full question, if you want to hear that.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. We'll play the whole thing again.
What kind of psychological testing, too? Like, there's got to be some intense stuff these guys have to go through for that type of...
Yeah, they were telling me that we got to rush out of here when I'm through to get to CNN, so let's not dilly-dally along if we're doing...
Really, you got CNN to do, huh?
Yeah, well,
busy guy.
Because I was reading. I'm reading something about. I hate to dilly-dally, but I'm reading something about how the psychological testing for the astronauts for this type of long-term travel is very, very tricky because you don't know how somebody's going to respond after being away from the Earth for, say, a month or 2 months or a year. What did he say?
He really let you have it.
What did he say after that?
I didn't cut that part. You just wanted the question.
Oh, you're fair.
Oh, all right. So that was Buzz Aldrin. We want to
ask him again. Find out.
Yeah, let's bring Buzz Aldrin in here.
An honor.
It is an honor. Here comes Buzz Aldrin again. What's up, Buzz?
Good morning.
How are you?
Good to see you again, sir.
Right here, sir.
Okay.
A national treasure right here.
Good to see you.
Good morning.
Yes. How are you, buddy?
Taking investments.
I love that shirt.
You're taking investments in Mars?
No, national treasure.
Get your ass to Mars. That's great.
I love the Get Your Ass to Mars t-shirt.
Your book was so good on traveling to Mars. You did a book on a mission to Mars. What kind of psychological testing do you think would be needed to get to a mission like that?
It's been much improved since I wrote that book. Yeah.
It has.
What kind of
Psychological testing. To put someone in space for that long with each other, wouldn't they have to go through a whole battery of psychological stuff?
Yes, but like Scott Kelly, I talked to him the other day. He was at another astronaut's house. And he knows that when he goes up, he's coming back in the air.
Right.
I am, and others are. We haven't quite convinced the government yet. They seem to be, no matter where they are in the government, they take responsibility for no Americans would ever be sent on a one-way trip and die somewhere. Yeah, okay, how the hell did people come here and settle and live?
Right.
A bunch of them died.
Of course.
But the first pilgrims, the first land, before anyone else lands and then stay, just think of where they're going to be in history.
Yeah.
This is humanity.
Yeah, you got to go.
Millions of years here, whether the Garden of Eden or the trees, okay? We've done an awful lot. Gone here and there. But to start living on another of the 9 or 8 planets in the solar system.
Amazing.
And a humanity foothold. I'm trying to figure out exactly how we'll build up to a president realizing that legacy for thousands of years.
Well, you think the near miss by the asteroid would have done it. You know, we had an asteroid come. You figure it's time to start colonizing a little bit in case we have to make
Move
a getaway somewhere down the line.
Stephen Hawking gave us 200 years.
Before something hit?
Well, nuclear war, pandemic.
Yeah.
Nuclear
Ebola,
war.
all over.
I'm married with 2 children. It sounds like a one-way trip to Mars sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making a Mars watch and a calendar, so you know what day it is.
Oh, really?
And actually, it'll be April 4th or 5th.
Well, today, I think, is...
Today's April 5th.
Today's
Mars.
April 5th.
It's just like a different time zone here.
Right.
And, see, there's enough for 23 months. So we're not going to invent 11 new months.
Right.
We're going to keep it just like Earth and start over again. So,
Can I ask you why go colonize Mars? Why not just start with the moon? Why not just start bringing some stuff up there and start living on Mars?
That's a very good idea.
I know the answer, Buzz. You want to handle this?
No, we will. But it'll be rotating people. Because it's much easier to bring people back from the moon.
Right.
We had an abort system on landing that would get us back to orbit. Now, a little bit more thrust, you're heading back to Earth.
Right.
Oh, it is much, much harder than that to come back from Mars. It's riskier, too.
Right.
And expensive.
So then why...
It takes longer.
So why go to Mars? Why colonize Mars before... why not just start building stuff on the moon? Why aren't we actively doing that?
We will.
We will.
Okay.
Right.
But
you're saying spread out.
By the time that happens, it'll be 50 years since we went there. Should America go back and start over again? I don't think so. We should not compete with anybody.
Right.
Especially China. Not just cooperate, but assist. Help them organize global lunar consortia. And it'll be a global lunar complex that'll have all internationals there.
Right.
And they'll do the refueling there and refueling there.
And then go...
They'll let you send commercial crew that'll be rotating.
Right.
In orbit while they're assembling.
Right.
Things just like we will assemble similar things on Mars.
Gotcha.
See, somebody like this looks at the big picture.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, 2018. Commercial, subsidized by the government. Otherwise, they won't go. But the first NASA astronaut to go in the NASA rocket and the NASA spacecraft, 2023. Okay?
Right.
If the commercials didn't do it,
Right.
we would be paying Russia all that time to take us up to $100 billion space station.
Damn.
Does the public really understand how bad things have sunk?
No. So, like, people like Elon Musk and people that are privatizing it, you're for that stuff, right? I mean, is it helpful? Like, would you I'm sure you want NASA to be more involved.
I went over to have lunch and to talk to him about Mars. I said, look, I've been kind of working on strategy for 30 years or more. We know how to get to Mars. Oh? Yeah, we're going to build a big rocket and put a Dragon on top and go to Mars.
Uh-huh.
So I said, well, Elon, when you land your Dragon on Mars, is there going to be anything around on Mars to help you survive? It was like he hadn't thought of it.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
We'll put an unmanned Dragon down there first.
Right.
So what would it do? Would it kind of build something up for people to live in once they got there?
Oh, he's talking about hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, okay.
Right.
He's supposed to tell us how later this year.
Oh, yeah?
That's what he said about a year ago.
Right.
And then he said, well, when others start going to Mars, then I'll tell you how to really get there.
I wanted to ask you something, too, because you learned...
He really likes government money.
He likes government money? Yeah. Right.
I said, I know some sheikhs in UAE, and I think we could help you get your big rocket. Oh, we don't need any money. He's novel. He's less expensive than the others.
Right.
I wanted to ask you about your new book. It's called No Dreams. You learned a lot of life lessons, and it says the principles range from laughing a lot to writing your own epitaph. Have you written your own epitaph?
A space futurist. I hope, and I feel quite sure, that I will become known more for cycling pathways to Mars. A cycler in low Earth orbit, a cycler in lunar orbit, and 2 going to Mars. That's redefining things. Not too much, just says a cycler is a spacecraft in a permanent orbit around 1 or 2 gravitational fields where spacecraft join up, do something, and then they depart. Well, space station almost qualifies that way. It does. But they don't want. I don't want to force a name change on them.
Right.
But the design of spacecraft design for the ones that'll be taking us to Mars, that I'm about to get a provisional patent on, so that Purdue University, Florida Tech, who is housing the Aldrin Space Institute in Florida. Things have changed a lot, and I have, by combining some things, made going to the moon with humans much, much simpler than Apollo.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that way a year ago, because I was assuming and doing it the way others were. I keep saying, now, why didn't anyone else think of this?
Right.
They're
on dope.
We're not taping now, are we?
Oh, we're live, yeah.
We are?
Oh, yeah, that's why I would ask you that, yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I thought you knew you were talking into the mic. I thought you knew it.
I was for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's why we got the headphones on.
Yeah, that's why we're
don't walk around like this.
Yeah, I would. That's why I was asking about your books. I wanted to ask you this. It says that you wrote your own is it epitaph or epitaph? It's epitaph.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You know, about the time John Glenn was flying, there was a song and there was a phrase, no dream is too high for those with their eyes on the sky. Really? Okay.
Strong.
So we just left that out because we're really looking beyond the sky.
Yeah.
You can't see.
Are you
Pluto.
bummed? Are you
can't
bummed?
even see Pluto anymore, see?
Well, it's not a planet anymore, though, right? It's just it's been kind of downgraded.
I was interviewed by the guy who had something to do with declassifying. I don't think he got permission from Disney to downgrade Pluto.
Home run. Okay, this I didn't realize this. When you and Neil were talking on the moon, right? Neil Armstrong said, "Isn't it magnificent?" And you said, "Magnificent desolation." Did you guys know you were going to have that conversation, or was it really? It wasn't.
No. He said something about beautiful, isn't it? And then I said, magnificent desolation. Magnificent wasn't the scenery. It was human beings progressing to be able to walk on another object. Big deal. But nothing is more desolate than looking around, realizing up here in their head, thousands of years, it looks the same as it did 1,000 years ago.
Right.
No atmosphere. Nothing growing, just the same dust, maybe a new little small crater. Lots of small things, not so many big things. That's the distribution of stuff.
What was the first thing you guys did when you came back from the moon? Like when you land, you know you have to go through whatever it is that they put you through. Mm-hmm. What's the first thing you do?
We were in quarantine. Okay? Because we might have contracted germs. And we didn't want to infect all you guys back here.
Oh, boy, do I know that feeling.
So they gave us these suits, biological isolation garments. See, the frogmen, they stabilized the spacecraft. And then they opened a hatch and they threw in these suits with a little filter here. And they were full suits to keep the germs that we had inside. So since we had put them on inside the spacecraft, and there might be some germs in the command module that we tracked in from the lander, so the guys scrubbed us down with a cloth with iodine to disinfect. And then he had a rock, and he tied it around the rag and threw it overboard. So all the germs are at the bottom of the ocean.
And there was nothing on you guys, right? When they checked you when you got in, there was no germs that we hadn't seen before.
But we were still in quarantine for just arbitrary 21 days since we left the moon. So when we got back home, we had to talk to... We were still on a flatbed. See, when we got to the home base in Houston.
Right.
And our families were there, and we could talk on the microphone. And Joan says, could I get anything for you? And I said, yeah, I need some more underwear. Welcome home.
It says, too, you battled with depression. Was that before or after? Was it coming home and anything was hard to compete with that, or was it just kind of a lifelong thing?
Well, I inherited tendencies. My grandfather committed suicide. He was an Army chaplain. My mother committed suicide a year before I went to the moon. And I had some cousins, daughters of an uncle of mine. And so I knew I had periods when, things weren't going right, and I just try to escape and hang out. Now, I was the first astronaut when we were having dinner in the White House with President Nixon, he said, "Now, Mike, I know you want to get into the State Department. You've been talking to Secretary Rogers. How about you, Neil?" He said, "Well, I'd like to stay with NASA and work in aeronautics." See, he was more of a aeronautics guy. I was Mr. Space,
right?
But I hadn't been through the test pilot school. And I said, "Well, Mr. President, I think I'll return back to the Air Force." So I was the first one to do that. And since I had been at the Air Force Academy for 2 years, Air Force duty, as an aide to the Dean of Faculty. This is while I was still in Denver before they moved down to Colorado Springs. I was there when the first class came in. The class, this is 1955. This is a class of 1959. So I thought I understood this, and I was about at the rank of a full colonel with time. And so I was hoping and expected to be assigned to Commandant of Cadets at the Air Force Academy. But I didn't get that. Why? I had a classmate from West Point, class of 51. We're having the 65th reunion. And his last name was Vandenberg, son of the 4-star General Chief of Staff of the Air Force.
Oh, boy.
He got that assignment. So then they said, "Well, where are we going to send Aldrin?" Well, there's another opening, Commandant of the Test Pilot School. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wasn't he one of the few that we finally selected that hadn't had test pilot training? Okay, well, let's send him out there. Being a test pilot in airplanes, it really wasn't the career I was looking for, being away for 11 years from the Air Force. So I still think I did a better job relating with the students than Chuck Yeager did when he was commandant. At least I was told that. So I decided after a year to retire. So I cut my strings to the Air Force. I had already cut my strings to NASA. It was getting late to work for a big company who might not win a contract. So I got kind of depressed.
Right.
I was, feeling this while I was at the test pilot school. And it began to come on more and more. Well, there's a solution for that. It's
a little drinking.
Yeah. So my family broke up. I moved out, got divorced, continued drinking. And you can't cure depression if your mind is all cluttered up with booze.
Yeah.
So you got to fix that first. And that wasn't easy. Being a celebrity, and then trying to. So it took me a couple of years to finally really get it. And the last, or one of those treatments was at the Navy rehab place on top of Navy Long Beach. And they'd been treating pilots in the Navy and airline pilots to get them back on flying status. See, they're valuable people. Mm-hmm. So the head of that was in touch with the FAA. And the FAA knew my case and knew that it had taken a while, but it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't really stay sober after that. But anyway, here's the thing. He said, now, I'm sorry to say, but when you get your annual physical for your pilot's license, you'll have to visit a shrink, a psychiatrist, to certify every year. And I thought, me, a fighter pilot, shot down airplanes in Korea, and you want me to see a psychiatrist every year? Oh, my. I see one about twice a month right now. And he's so helpful with me, and I've got an older son that's really having some problems.
Yeah.
Offspring of very high people have problems living up
high
to
expectations.
that, unless you're in Hollywood.
Right.
And then you get a job like that. For some reason. I don't know why, but
well, it's got to be hard when you're Buzz Aldrin's son. Like, okay, what do you do that's gonna? No matter how successful you are, it seems to pale in comparison.
Seeing the moon every day.
Now, my youngest son, he says the older one is smarter, but he was playing football with the preacher's son, and then he went to get his degree from UC Santa Barbara International Relations, got a master's degree in space policy at George Washington University here. Started working for Institute for Defense Analysis, went out and worked for the RAND Company, TRW. The RAND Company, big think tank. Put him up for a PhD program. He decided to compare the Russian Design Bureau system with the American corporations system. So he wrote his thesis after interviewing a lot of Design Bureau chiefs. Of course, he had to learn Russian. So now he chose not to fly airplanes and not to think about but
the moon.
He's worked for Boeing and spacecraft in Houston, TRW, and he's been working for United Launch Alliance, a monopoly between Boeing and Lockheed. Now, they say it's not a monopoly, and he says it's not a monopoly, but it really is.
You know a monopoly.
Okay. When you see one, you know a monopoly.
Now, I like the guys there. They've given me some good hints. But he left there to be president of Moon Express. This is the Google Lunar X Prize. They've extended the deadline a couple of years, and I think it may be the end of 2017. I don't think it's the end of this year because they're having some problems, a number of teams.
Right.
Now, at Moon Express, it was going along quite well, but the founder, one of the founders, wanted to kind of make decisions, and Andy was the president, and there was difference of opinion, so they sort of terminated it, and a bunch of engineers left at the same time. So he's consulting, but he's working with me now at the Buzz Aldrin Space Institute. He loves academics, and he's fitting in real well, except he has to fly once a week from Denver and then go back again. He's a skier. He's a mogul.
Yeah. Where's the Aldrin Institute?
Melbourne, Florida.
Nice.
Florida Institute of Technology. It's a private, and it's building up the space awareness. A number of people that work at Kennedy Space Center went to Florida Tech. So and there are a couple of astronauts that are working there. And I was going to bring some of the expertise at Purdue University. Last year they did an Aldrin-Purdue spacecraft study. And we concentrated on Mars, the cycling orbits.
Right.
They keep a permanent orbit.
Yeah.
And it keeps swinging by the Earth. And then Mars. Then you have a second cycler that goes Earth, then Mars, Earth, Mars. Mm-hmm. So you need two of these cyclers. But it's much, much better than the one I discovered in 1985. You know, the first person to think and discover that, gee, you could swing by one, you could swing by the other, and then you can go back and keep doing that. Oh, that's fundamental.
Right.
Isn't it? Yeah. Well, you know, when we left for the moon on Apollo, we were on a free return trajectory. Something went wrong. We'd have swung around the moon and come right back to Earth.
Right.
Well, so I used that later after leaving NASA for Earth-Moon cycling orbits. For tourism, for people paying money to swing by the moon, not land.
Right.
In 1985, NASA didn't think it was a good idea. So the head of NASA, when we went to the moon, a very smart guy. He was a sub-commander in World War II, so he's writing his memoirs. But I would visit him and talk about space in Santa Monica. So he said, gee, Buzz, don't get discouraged about that. Why don't you think of gravity assist, where you swing by, that I've been doing, and do it between Earth and Mars? Wow, that sounds difficult. But then I thought, now wait a minute. We had an Agena spacecraft target that was intentionally put into an orbit. Then the Gemini spacecraft that I flew on, that hadn't flown yet, but I was using that as a model at MIT when I wrote my rendezvous thesis on manned orbital rendezvous. Something, again, that people hadn't thought of doing it this particular way, that pilots would understand and they could use it if something went wrong.
Is that what Apollo 13 had to do? Was kind of just take that?
But they wanted to get back a little sooner. See, if you had a problem going to the moon and you weren't able to free return, you're still in about a 10-day orbit. There is no free return Earth to Mars.
Yeah.
You'd have to spend over 500 days, and it only happens once every 15 years. So you just don't want to use that. Now, so if you leave Earth and you don't get 100% for that ignition time and that trajectory, you're not going to get to Mars. 95%, 90%, 85, 80. You're not going to get
75.
You're going to be in a solar orbit without rescue. It's only when you get a little lower than that that you would be in Earth orbit maybe 2 years, and you'd use up all your consumables.
Yeah.
Can you believe that NASA's designed reference missions that they've been putting out, last was number 5 in 2009, does not have redundancy? My cycler system swings by Earth. The only thing you need to intercept that with is a lander and a propulsion system. So you're going to have 2 landers and 2 propulsion systems redundant. So I used 3. I had 3 landers, 6 people each. I could get to the surface of Mars 18 people every 2 years.
I would go.
Now that would lead you to Elon Musk's millions and millions of people.
Did the Voyager, were they the first ones to use that, like planets,
yes.
like using?
No, it was called the Grand Tour. I'm not sure, but it would leave here, and the big planet Jupiter, you could swing by that. Then that would swing you by Saturn, and then Uranus and Neptune, and then you'd exit the solar system. Okay? But they never did use it to come back like a free return at the moon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used. Discovered a cycler in 1985. Now, there were a few things that were not ideal. It wasn't too good coming back. You went 5 months Earth to Mars, 21 months to come back. Now, there's a reverse of that. Mars to Earth in 5 months, 21 months. But you're swinging by Mars at a pretty high velocity, and that's fuel at Mars, high velocity.
Oh.
That's not too good. We can handle the high velocity on arrival. So we went to 2 cyclers at Purdue. So the whole idea of having double redundancy or triple redundancy, and then you use over and over again the support system for the crew for the 6-month journey from Earth to Mars. You use it again, and you don't need to resupply, of course.
I have a question about the moon. When you went, was there ever a thought, like, or since you've come back, have you ever wondered what you would have said if you had said the first words? Because, obviously what Neil Armstrong said is very iconic. Have you ever just ran through your head like, this is probably what I would have said? Or did you ever kind of...
I've made use of a speechwriter from time to time. When we got back, we were picked up. This is after we got out of quarantine. We were picked up, flew to New York. The ferry boats put their fire extinguisher, the spouts. We had a parade in New York. Then we had lunch in Chicago with Mayor Daley. Then we went to Los Angeles for a state dinner with the president. And, of course, he presented us with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And I knew I would have to give a bit of a speech. And it was always Neil first, then Mike, then me. So I asked a reporter to help me on the flight. A really smart reporter. He's not alive anymore. I'll think of his name, I hope. Short term, that's long term. And I sat next to Mike Collins' wife, Pat, and she didn't get much dinner conversation because I was going over. I have occasionally used the comments of a speechwriter. Mm-hmm. A chairman of a big company uses a speechwriter.
Sure.
A president does.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to be the first to say some words on the moon, I would certainly ask the advice of experts. Mm-hmm. A particular guy advised, because he was advised by a wife of somebody, but this was a very important state. He advised Frank Borman and the crew on Apollo 8, first flight to orbit the moon, to read from Genesis on Christmas night. Mm-hmm. Each one of the crew members did that, and it was very, very moving.
Yeah.
So I felt sure that this same person might have... He says, no, I had nothing to... Neil, I talked to him, but I didn't advise him anything.
Right.
And as we were getting close to the moon, Mike and I referred to Neil as the czar of the spacecraft. So Mike, being joking, he said, hey, Neil, you thought of what you're going to say when you... Because, see, the press was real interested. Who's going to be first? And what's he going to say? Right. And Neil said, I don't know. When I get there, I'll think of something. Baloney. Yeah. And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I heard him, because I was right there, and I heard him say, a small step for man, a giant leap for mankind. He didn't say a small step for a man. And people were saying, that doesn't make sense, mankind. Of course, the Japanese words didn't make it any better, but it was beautiful.
But he changed it
really
in the end.
Was.
Like when they, because that's funny, because the people said he didn't say a man, and he's like, well, no, it was the radio transmission. So when he got back, he kind of said, no, I said a man, but you heard him. He actually said man.
I hate to dispute my commander.
Well,
you know what he told me? Now, he was great humor. He said God gave him only so many heartbeats, and he didn't want to waste any on exercise. And I was in great shape just to get in the astronaut program. But I've been using that motto, and it's worked pretty well.
Buzz, you
Heck,
weren't
the old people that live over 100. They didn't have treadmills.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing something right. Buzz, you weren't the first man to walk on the moon, but you had some firsts up there, right?
Yeah.
Weren't you the first one to urinate on the moon? I was reading.
Yes, that's right.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
See, you use the right word. It's
well, you're a gentleman. I wanted to clean it up for you.
Waist is a bag. Now you have to connect yourself to the bag.
That sounds like marriage.
You guys know how you do that, see? And, and everybody ordered large size. Well, okay. So you've been in the spacecraft for a while, and this thing might be getting full. And if you're out there for a long time, the device was called the UCD. You know what that is? A urine collection device.
Oh,
okay.
I knew that.
So I call myself.
So anyway, we had to empty those out. We had the suits on, so there was another bag and a valve in the thigh, and you'd hook them together. Then you'd sort of push like this. And we threw those overboard as garbage later on. They're still there on the moon. So when I got out, I knew that I had an empty bag. For some reason, when I got down the bottom of the ladder, the checklist said, well, sort of hold on so you won't lose your balance and check the mobility in this new environment of 1/6 gravity. Well, heck, I looked out the window and saw Neil pantsing around getting a contingency sample for 20 minutes or so. So I knew that surely wasn't going to be a problem. So I got down the bottom of the ladder. I had a moment or two and had the urge, and I knew that things were hooked together, no leaks, and an empty bag. So, yeah,
attaboy.
It's pretty great.
So you
Shows how
relieved
calm
yourself
you
at the
were.
bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Good for
pretty
Buzz.
calm.
It's great while Neil's showing off. You're having a good pee. Good for you.
When you get older, it doesn't quite come on demand. It's between.
Take it when you can get it. Yeah. They're telling us you have to go, Buzz. You have other press.
Buzz.
You're awesome.
I would love to chat with you guys.
The book is called No Dream Is Too High, and I want to plug you have some signings, too. Buzz will be signing tonight at the Book Review in Huntington, Long Island, tomorrow, Madison, Connecticut, and Thursday, the Free Library of Philadelphia. You can go. Yeah. Buzz is signing these books, and what a great opportunity just to be in Buzz Aldrin's presence for a moment.
I'll be in many places all around the country.
Yes.
Washington, Air and Space Museum,
That's great.
out in Los Angeles, Phoenix.
Wonderful.
The Real Buzz on Twitter. If you want to follow Buzz and what he's doing, go to The Real Buzz on Twitter.
No. That's to communicate.
Oh.
But buzzaldrin.com is my website, and you can see the wonderful remarks to the CPAC. You know what that is?
I do.
You do?
I lied.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, no, it was very. Now that I didn't dream up myself. Got a lot of work because it informs the next president that he's going to go down in history. He's going to have even greater. What a responsibility the next president will have to bring the space program alive again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been adding to that. So, I really want people to know more and more about what our future can be, because we need to bring the Europeans and the Russians and the Japanese together, and then the Chinese will see what they would be missing if we haven't worked together at low Earth orbit.
So great.
So I got a lot of details, but thank you so much for having.
Thank you.
Love you.
So great.
Buzz,
It's amazing.
You're a true
All right,
contributor.
everybody out there, listen to Opie. Opie?
That's her. Yes.
Opie, Jimmy, Tom Papa, Buzz Aldrin. It's buzzaldrin.com for all the book signings that are around the country. But let's take a break because Buzz got to go. Yeah, thanks, Buzz.
Okay, thank you.
And then regret it.
All right, we're back. Yes, want to thank Buzz Aldrin for coming in. No Dream Is Too High is the name of his book.
Yes.
The sky is not the limit. Buzz Aldrin. Wow. He loves Mars.
Yes, he does.
He loves talking about Mars and cyclers.
He wants us to go to Mars.
Well, we should go to Mars.
Oh.
You got to be able to tell your family you're not coming back. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what he has decided. And you got to lay stuff around Mars before you get there. You can't just you just can't land the Dragon on Mars.
No, you need a backpack full of snacks and stuff.
So, a few years before you land the Dragon on Mars, you got to throw some stuff around.
Yeah.
So when the Dragon lands on Mars, it's got stuff that it could use to survive.
You don't just throw a Dragon. You got to get a sleeping bag. You got to have some juice boxes.
I should have told them my joke.
What was your joke, Chip?
Hey, Buzz. Hey, oh no, I would have been like, yo, hey, zzz. When I was a kid, my mother told me I ought to be an astronaut because in school I took up space. He'd have been cracking the fuck up. He'd have got it.
Wow.
His mother killed herself a year before the
A year before.
A year before, and you still keep it together
Right.
to go up to...
Yeah.
I just want to go clear your head. I'm going to go around a celestial body, clear my head.
We had a lot of questions asked Buzz Aldrin. I'm not going to lie to you, but you don't interrupt the man.
No,
Yeah, we got a
the
few
man
out there.
that was on the moon urinating and shit.
I didn't mean to interrupt there was a bit of a long chat about Mars, and
You think?
but Travis pointed out something very astutely.
What was
he did not, at least not the first time I asked it, the epitaph question, which was in the prep.
Yeah.
You wrote it, write your own epitaph. I'm like, what did he say?
He just stared you down first.
He put you on the pay no
interrupted
mind
it.
list.
He put me on it was like the Get Smart doors closing.
He really was.
You don't have that moment ready, do you, Travis?
You have that moment?
He was really just like...
No, he does, right away.
Let me hear the pay no mind list moment.
Well, when others start going to Mars, then I'll tell you how to really get there.
I wanted to ask you something too, because you learned.
He really likes government money.
He likes government money? Yeah. Right.
I said I know some sheikhs in UAE.
He doesn't care.
I didn't mean that moment.
Oh, he did it to you a couple
Then
times.
when he asked about the epitaph, have you written your own epitaph?
I said epitaph. I said it wrong.
Yeah, no, you did it right.
Epitaph or taff?
You did great.
You did fine.
Epitaph.
I can find that. I have the second time you asked him.
Oh, it is.
After he asked if we
Epitaph.
were on the air.
Oh, really?
I said epitaph.
And he just stared at you like...
Well, he had his
thought
eyes.
he was gonna-
He had his eyes locked on Tom Popper for a while. You weren't blinking.
It's that thing where
You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
you just take it.
Exactly. Your head reminded him of that celestial planet that he was having moon flashbacks looking at that fucking head.
he wanted to urinate on your head.
Yeah, because you reminded him of that face on Mars. That's the thing that Richard C. Hoagland always talks about. It's right in front of me.
We made it.
Yes.
We made it.
I bet he's still talking about you. Who is that bag of shit dressed like Mullenschantz? Who is that black turtleneck, black jean bag of shit? We don't know, Buzz. We have another interview. I hated that guy. I couldn't stop looking at his giant celestial head.
He liked me, Jimmy. He wanted to punch you in the face.
No, he wasn't mad at me.
When you said if he had written his own epitaph,
he just
But it
wanted
says that,
you like...
I said epitaph. I can't believe I said it wrong.
But he looked at you
It's all
like...
right.
He looked at you like, what are you asking?
Well, he didn't realize it's in the prep sheet. It was like...
He doesn't know from...
Well, for a guy
That's
that doesn't
something
like...
that the book company sent to me.
No, but I'm saying you think he wrote his own epitaph.
No,
He
I know.
might give you advice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't like to dilly-dally. Boy, was he dilly-dallying today.
I went right for that question.
Isn't
Yes, you
it
did.
interesting how many bracelets he wears?
Yeah, and that's how you know you're old when he wears Buzz Aldrin on his jacket.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
He has a lot of like grandma bracelets on, but they're like crystals and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's very hippie kind of bracelets.
It's sort
Buddha.
Of, we
Probably
pointed
shit
out
from the moon.
We pointed out last time it's a bit feminine, but yeah, it might be moon rocks themselves. Who knows?
I think it's.
I wanted
guy. If you didn't want to ask a question, but.
Well, you couldn't ask
he
a
would
question.
Just go off, but I would. Is that like a spiritual thing? Like, does going to the moon make you feel like?
I'm sure
connected in some way that you start wearing.
I had this picture of
Buddha
Giuliani
bracelets.
smiling, like literally. It's funny. We were talking about there's nobody who would want to sit with this guy and have a conversation with him.
It's the coolest.
A lot of astronauts say when they look back at Earth, they find it ridiculous that there's so much conflict on Earth.
Yeah,
because you see how it's just one thing of millions out there. It's like it's almost nonsense to think that we're fighting over all this shit on Earth.
And yet he wanted to punch Jimmy right in the face.
Well, I
have the first time that you asked him.
I'm here the first time.
Is this another pay no mind?
This is the first time that Jim asked him about the what's it called?
Epitaph. I fucked up. I wanted to ask you about your new book. It's called No Dreams. You learned a lot of life lessons, and it says the principles range from laughing a lot to writing your own epitaph. Have you written your own epitaph?
A space future.
During that pause, he was just staring you down.
He wasn't.
That's a good question.
It was a great question. He literally, I think he just lost his place.
You think that's what it was?
Oh, of course. Yeah, because he did eventually answer it, and then he went into the story about, and then I asked him about Neil, and he was answering questions, but he gets in these things he wants to talk about.
Well, he wants to talk about cyclers, and not 2 cyclers. I came up with 3 cyclers. And the other question, which would have been wonderful if he was able to answer it properly, was what would he have said if he was the first guy on the moon?
And
I thought that was a great question.
He started talking about the speeches. Yeah, he was talking about the speeches.
Speech writers
and
for other things. I'm like, no, the moment where if you were chosen to be the first one, what would you have liked to have said?
By the way, has he ever said that before? That he cleared up, because there's been that controversy for 47 years that Neil Armstrong said 1 small step for man, and Neil was like, no, I said 1 small step for a man.
Yeah.
But it got fucked up in the radio transmission, and Buzz just said no.
Yeah.
He said 1 small step for man.
Yeah.
So Buzz is basically saying that Neil fucked up.
Right.
So I'm sure he said that
It's
since.
better that he said man, isn't it?
No.
Why?
1 small step for a man. 1 giant leap for mankind is the proper way.
All just because of
Huge difference. 1 small step for man. Man and mankind are the same thing.
Right, you're right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You're right.
1 small step for mankind. 1 giant leap for mankind.
I see what you're trying to say, but I think we all...
I had a speechwriter, and
Buzz
he took
caught
me
him.
on an airplane when we were eating pasta with Richard Nixon.
You know how many times Buzz has probably said that? Buzz probably said it to girls. He didn't say it for a man. God damn it. How many dates he's probably ruined? Oh, Buzz, you're so interesting. I'd love to. He didn't say it for a man. He said for man. She's like, what? I don't know what you had. A lying motherfucker.
God damn it. I had a speechwriter. Nixon had the carrots. I had mashed potatoes.
Get over here, honey. Put the lunar module in your mouth.
I was telling Tom Papa during the break that life is just really strange. Here's Buzz Aldrin that's been on the moon, and he wanted to tell us more stories during the break, and he had a lady just go, "Oh, Buzz, we don't have time for another story."
His handler.
Well, she's used to Buzz probably.
Shit.
You know what? Buzz probably is late for a lot of interviews because he's telling stories, and she's like, I got to keep this guy in time.
But how she did it, she was just like, "Oh God, Buzz, no, not another one."
It was like an impatient daughter, just like
very impatient. I wanted to say to the lady, she seemed nice enough, but I'm like, this fucking guy walked on the moon. You gotta, whatever he wants during the day, you give him.
Yeah, but she's like, you don't understand. I'm with him all day long.
Right.
We wouldn't get anywhere.
She was making similar comments back here.
What was she saying, Travis?
I don't want to.
Please, this is the inside stuff that saves a boring segment.
When he started talking about, what was he talking about? CPACs?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, the CPACs again.
But he's earned the right. He's 86.
That's what I told her.
He's an older gentleman that
he was on the moon.
I had a speechwriter, and we were in an airplane together, and we were looking out the window. Sometimes clouds look like monkeys, and some clouds look like animals. And I'm the only one that saw that it looked like a donkey. And Richard Nixon said to me, "Where's the speechwriter?"
And they decided that fucking Neil Armstrong's going to be first on the goddamn moon.
Well, we all loved Buzz. We all had
He's
a
the
great
best.
experience with him. Anyone else? Hey, E-Rock, what happened? You had a good time at the end? You had a
what
conversation? I guess they had a chat.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it didn't quite go the way that I hoped.
What happened?
What were you
Why?
trying to
Did
do?
he try to walk on you?
Putting a flag in your belly button?
Fucking belly button.
I'm sorry, E-Rock. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, so everyone was getting their books signed, and I usually have something that's sort of unique to the guest that comes in to get signed. And in this particular case,
what'd you bring in there, Mr. Unique?
I brought in Mr. Aldrin was part of a very famous episode of The Simpsons, so I brought in his screen cap from it to get signed, like I usually do with a lot of guests. And the lady that was with him said, "Oh no, he doesn't sign anything but the book." And I think he was going to sign it, but the fact that she said it, he then all of a sudden went right past it and they left. So I think maybe I was a bit too impulsive and maybe a little too in the moment of being upset when I said "fuck Buzz Aldrin."
Oh. What'd you do while you said that?
While he was still in the room?
Yeah, what'd you do while you said that?
I proceeded to rip up the printed out Buzz Aldrin Simpsons scene and throw it in the garbage. And then I had a moment to take a second and reflect and think, and I'm like, the guy is an American hero. He's almost 90.
Hard to believe you wouldn't want to fucking sign your faxed piece of paper.
Right, exactly.
That would have annoyed me too. So I understand you.
Well,
fuck Buzz Aldrin.
I take it back.
He told me he doesn't. He goes, I don't sign the cover.
Yeah, what was that?
You asked him today. He wouldn't do it for me either last time.
Why though? I go, can you sign the cover? He goes, I don't. He goes,
why is that? Is it more valuable if they sign
No,
it?
he's
I
just
don't
nuts.
know. So then
I have a cover signed by him, something he wrote. I have a beautiful thing he wrote. It's a glossy book.
Yeah.
And I brought it in the
It's the first time that he was in.
The first time he was in K-Rock,
Yeah.
I brought it in, and he signed the front because he only signs things he's written.
Right.
Because there's so many people probably want him to sign Moon toys.
So?
Hey, here's a Moon toy. He's just tired of it probably after 50 years.
I would sign. I would have no problem with that.
Yeah, I
That'd
don't
be awesome.
understand it.
No, but
I'm going to
he-
Scotch tape his autograph to the front of the book now. Because I mean, how do you display this? Come on,
Just throw it out. You'll
Come on,
feel
Buzz.
better.
No, you can't. Jonathan has a way of doing it. There's ways to actually display that.
Yeah.
But I wound up getting the very first. I had a display made for it. My first thing buzzed, and the display broke a little bit after you fixed.
I'm not a collector like Jimmy, but I would have liked to do something with the cover, with his autograph. I would have framed that nice.
You were annoyed?
Just a tad.
I can't believe you said fuck Buzz Aldrin.
I didn't hear what he's. All I did was I saw E-Rock crumpling something up angrily. I was so happy.
Did you have a spot on your wall like picked out last night for where you were going to hang?
No, it goes into a collector's book.
Does it? No, it doesn't.
Not this
Not
time.
this one.
Yeah, collector's book. That's a big collector's book out there. A big cylindrical collector's book that we've all been using for our garbage.
Yeah, he doesn't play this Buzz Aldrin. He really wants everyone to know that he knows how to get to Mars.
He
But
really
I thought
wants
you
to
had
go
a
to
good,
Mars.
I thought you had a good question. Why don't we start living on the moon?
Yeah, what's
stupid?
Why practice on the moon a little bit?
No, it's obvious. Because we haven't been to Mars. We're explorers. There's nothing on the moon we need.
But we're not living there.
It's too close anyway.
What do you mean?
It's not that
But with
far.
all this social
Start
media,
putting up some condos on Mars.
could you imagine?
on Moon?
Could you imagine if right now you go to your phone and check out people just hanging out on the moon?
On the moon.
That would be valuable.
What's with the Mars? Why you got to go so far?
Like, dude,
Die.
put a reality show up on the moon or something.
Let's go.
I would think that would be awesome. That you could just check it out right now. Someone is just hanging out on the moon,
Yes, it would be awesome. I don't understand why you have
fooling
to.
around and just like.
I understand wanting to get to Mars, but you don't have to bypass the moon. We got there. That's the first step. Now you start bringing up some construction.
What
thing.
kind of shit is on the moon? Like now we know that Buzz Aldrin's
Dust.
urine bag is up there.
There's a lot of space garbage.
Yeah, well, on the actual moon though, what do they leave behind? You know, the flag, the rover,
Golf balls.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aren't those just traveling somewhere? Didn't they hit those fucking things?
They landed though. They weren't
They
heavy.
landed.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a crater.
In a crater.
And it's a bunch of garbage up there. We should be putting up some condos, and why not have a couple people living there? I don't understand
I
it.
didn't
It's
think
all about the Mars with the redundancy. I've told you that.
But see, there's not many people alive at this point that really remember us being on the moon. So let's start it over. Get people up there. Check it out for a new generation.
Yeah, get some there.
Sponsors.
Have someone live there.
He's a goose.
Who?
He really is.
Buzz?
What does
He's
shirt say?
86
Get your
though.
ass to Mars.
You know what it said?
Yeah, his shirt
86.
said, "Get your ass to Mars."
He really didn't like
Vulgar.
Elon. Elon Musk was just like,
Elon Musk
"Nah,
stinks.
screw him. He
Yeah.
likes
Get
government
it?
money.
Yeah, we got it. Life lessons.
He likes government money. He's going to get to Mars.
Well, that was wonderful. That's our third time talking to Buzz Aldrin.
It's good.
You didn't even know he was on the radio for 15 minutes.
E-Rock's too long. E-Rock's had a real thing for him.
Wow.
E-Rock is Team Michael Collins.
I mean, you felt like it was a little too long, Eric.
Not by your fault.
It wasn't our.
How long was
It's
it?
certainly not going to make a best of or anything.
I gotta say at least
It was-
35 minutes.
Yeah, but again, when you're talking to Buzz Aldrin, it's like it's hard. You have to just talk to Buzz.
You just gotta settle in.
Yeah, because you're not talking to him. He's just
it was
talking
40
at
minutes.
you.
Yeah, it was
No.
40 minutes. Did you think that was too long?
Oh God! When Travis goes 5 minutes to go, Travis started laughing because I gave him a look like,
Oh, look, you slumped in your seat.
Could you imagine being in a spaceship with him on the way to Mars?
And then I said to her, "Oh my God, that's a long fucking trip." It's a
I'll bet you he has great spaceship stories. And I pull my dick out, and it looks like I dipped it in chocolate. Hold on a second. We got to call.
We got to call Houston.
Yeah, we got to call Houston. All right, Houston, we're going to say goodnight. And then the mic goes off.
One more thing.
And she said to me, Buzz, don't wipe it on the curtain. So I said, all right, honey. And I shoved it in her mouth. She cleaned it, and she vomited her own shit in the toilet. All right, Mike, I'm heading to bed. I'm telling you, that fucking Buzz Aldrin 1969 was a different guy. I can't wait to get back to the earth and get loaded.
Right.
Big bottle of whiskey.
He probably
86 now, that's all. He's
probably
great.
snuck a few of those little bottles with him. And then what happened when they got back and they had to hang out in quarantine for 21 days, huh?
Yeah, it's just such a rush. They get the big parade. But, you know, again, for 86, he's pretty, like, for old people tend to, you know, they talk a little bit, but at least he's talking about Mars stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is what he's focused on. He's like, all right, the moon, yeah, that was so then. It's almost like it's so hard to top that amazing fucking feat. You're looking for the next thing. But he admitted his son was having a hard time.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard to be Buzz
depression in his
Aldrin's
family.
kid, man, yeah.
Well, his other kid's doing great, though. He's working with them at the Institute. There's a young picture of Buzz Aldrin. Look at that.
Yeah, badass.
Driving a muscle car.
He's a short guy. The astronauts had to be kind of, small.
Little fellas.
To get in the capsule.
He looks like he punched a lot of guys in the
capsules.
face.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah, I think he did, yes.
Yeah, Buzz is a fucking no-nonsense man.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Wasn't wearing Buddha bracelets back then.
But he respected Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. There was no bitterness towards that guy.
All right, well, we got John Popper coming in a little bit.
John Popper.
Popper, sorry.
Tom Papa, John Popper.
Tom Papa, John Popper, you're right.
Welcome to Confusion Town, Mr. Mayor.
My.
Mr. Mayor.
John Popper, yes, of Blues
Hey,
Traveler.
Buzz, could you sign this picture of the moon? I'm not signing that.
I think last time he didn't.
What's that?
Somebody had the official, where they have.
He doesn't sign the moon?
No, his photo where he
Pissed on
stands there holding the helmet and they have the moon in the background.
Pissed right
Oh,
on
he
it.
signed the moon all right.
Yeah.
With the
Exactly.
all urine.
No, he signed my picture of him on the moon because it was a book that he had written. Can you look it up and I'll show you the cover? Buzz Aldrin, author.
It's the first thing that he came in to promote.
No, that was not. He wasn't promoting. I had bought that in a bookstore. I just found
in a
it.
bookshop?
Oh, you know what? You're right, because he
Look
signed
at
the
the
same
stars.
thing.
There you go, right there. That one in the middle.
Which one?
Yeah,
Nope,
I have
two
that
over.
too.
Nope, two over. Right there.
That's
I have
the-
a glossy copy of that. I got in the bookstore. He signed it.
And he signed the cover?
Signed the cover.
Really?
He signed the cover, and he also signed our first picture together.
Yeah.
My girlfriend got it at the time, Jen. He signed like Buzz Aldrin, Apollo 11. It was an awesome
Wow,
autograph.
really?
Yeah.
He
Isn't that
signed
when he
it.
didn't want to?
He signed it. Fuck E-Rock.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Wait, that was the one that your ex got signed?
The book I got, but the picture.
Yes, tell that story again. It's great.
She, I don't know how, we were at this New Jersey Hall of Fame thing. Me and Rich Voss were inducting Abbott and Costello with their daughters to the New Jersey Hall of Fame. And Buzz was there with his wife. And I didn't know he was going to be there. Oh, no, I did. I brought my photo. So Jen and I are there. And I forget who else we went with. Oh, Voss and Bonnie. And we walk in, there's Buzz. And I have my picture with Buzz. So Buzz and his wife are walking out at the door. You know, I'm like, Buzz, could you sign this? I interviewed you, this picture of us. It was just me and him.
Yeah.
And he's not now, I'll do it later. And he just walked by me. He's really rude. So I'm like, fucker. So I was all bummed out. Fucking, I guess 20 minutes later, my girlfriend at the time, Jen, comes over to me and she goes, give me the picture. I'm like, what? She's like, give me the picture. I'm going to sign it. I'm like, all right. So I give her the picture and it comes back autographed. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, I think he wanted to fuck me because he was flirting with me a little bit and talking. And then I'm like, could you sign something? And he goes, sure. So then she came over and she's like, his face dropped when I showed him the picture because he realized it was the same picture. And his wife went, just sign it, Buzz. And so he signed it.
That's great.
But I guess, again, I was happy he did. But even no matter how cranky he was. I could never be rude to him.
No,
he's
you
one
got
of those guys you
respect.
just got to take.
Oh, you
it.
got to show, yeah, you
Total
gotta show
respect.
total respect for one of the astronauts.
He's a contributor in such a way. It's like for the entire species.
Yeah.
This shot of him punching this guy Bart Sibrel. Didn't this guy Bart Sibrel apologize to him for this?
I forget how this played out.
This was a guy who was a moon denier.
Yeah,
one of those guys.
Yeah, look at this guy. Watch.
This is pretty.
Can you hear it?
Well,
Put the volume on.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, right in the jaw.
Good
You're
for
a
Buzz.
coward and a liar.
He called Buzz Aldrin a coward?
Coward.
Yeah, guy's a dick.
It doesn't look like he's a coward. Gave you a knuckle sandwich.
And what happened after that?
That's great.
I don't know. Look it up. Bart Sibrel, after being harassed by him, Buzz Aldrin punches, Bart Sibrel.
If you look close, he was holding a Simpsons thing that he wanted to sign.
Yes, Bart Simpleton.
If you want to get on E-Rock's bad side, that's how you do it. Don't sign his Simpsons shit.
How about Bart Sibrel apologizes?
He's not even out of the room. Fuck Buzz Aldrin. Tearing it
The
up.
door was literally still open as he's coming.
Really?
Jeez.
Wow, E-Rock.
American patriot.
You can't say fuck Buzz Aldrin.
That non-cartoon signing bastard.
Guy went to the moon.
Oh, wow.
He scuba dived with a whale shark.
They didn't even press charges against Aldrin. They decided he had been provoked.
Oh, good.
It's great.
Yeah, that's the advantage of second man
What
on the
a
moon.
douche.
Yeah.
Just goes up to Buzz Aldrin.
That was 2002.
He knows he was up there. He's got to deal with that shit.
What an asshole. To go up to him and be
There's
like...
still a lot of people that don't believe we went there.
He did apologize to Buzz, I think, right? Can we find that?
Just right there. It says he wrote a letter of apology to Buzz Aldrin.
To be so disrespectful and douchey, just to hold a Simpsons thing up and be like, sign this.
Let's go to Kevin in South Carolina. Kevin, good
Thank
morning.
you.
Hey there, Opie. Good morning to you.
What's up,
Hey,
buddy?
I've been listening for a long, long time. I've heard most of the Buzz Aldrin interviews and clips and whatnot. He's starting to slip, I'm afraid. Is he the next Buddy Epson, you think?
A little bit.
I was hearing Buddy Epson in his voice the whole time.
He started wandering a few times. It's like, oh, no.
Well,
Yeah, it happens.
He's 86. I mean, he didn't even know he was on the air for the first 15 minutes.
86, still going around doing appearances and writing books.
I'm talking about Mars.
And depression. God, I wish we could have talked to him about that stuff a little more.
Yeah,
And then he's like, I had to get rid of my drinking, and then he's pretty much admitting he never really got rid of the drinking.
But is he doing it now, or did it take him at first? Maybe he
I don't
didn't
know.
get
We
it?
couldn't really
Sounds
get
like
him
he's
focused
still
on
boozing.
It was tough to get him focused on something because he had long answers to questions, and he definitely wanted to talk about what he wanted to talk about, which
I'd
is
have been like,
cyclers to Mars.
Yeah.
when you're on the moon, it probably feels like you're zooted. Damn mics.
I wonder if the book has more clarity. Like maybe the book has.
I can't believe I said fucking epitaph.
That happens.
You were fine.
I was not. I said the fucking word wrong. I spelled PH. I had to spell it, but I knew it.
He wasn't going to answer it anyway.
But
he didn't
did.
know what you were even saying. He was just looking at your face and wondering why he wasn't punching it.
Wait, did he answer it?
Yeah, he talked about speechwriters and stuff like that.
I don't know if he answered that question.
Look,
I win with...
we were on the man. April Fools. I'm an astronaut. We were on the moon. April Fools. Look. There's moon rocks.
Where?
In your oatmeal. April Fools. The moon is made of cheese.
Oh my God.
Maybe Buzz wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Bring back Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz was pretty good.
Well, there wasn't.
Buzz was pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who inspired this. It might have been the
Edgar Mitchell.
I'm Dr. Edgar Mitchell Camp.
How does he sound? Does he sound like your Edgar?
Yes, he does. Play.
Let me hear this.
Farming and ranch holdings and farm machinery holdings. We knew many of the people, including the ranch where this was discovered.
It's Roswell.
And in spite of all of the security oaths, etc., the talk in the community was of what it was, that it was a alien craft, and that survived all of the other stories and all of the other.
Oh, just the story he heard.
Yeah, wow.
He might not. Edgar mentioned he just died, I think. But did he believe that Roswell was true or no?
I think he was a believer.
He thought there was some aliens down here.
Yeah. I would have liked to ask Buzz Aldrin about aliens again.
Yeah. So hard.
It was hard.
You were, who knows how he would answer.
A whole bunch of questions, but I mean, when you take 15 to 20 minutes to talk about cyclers to Mars, it doesn't leave a lot of time for questions. Unfortunately. All right, hey,
I don't like this Bart guy.
Papa's in town for opening day, right?
Yes, I'm going up to Yankee Stadium right from here.
Nice.
So excited.
You're
My
excited,
girlfriend
huh?
Debbie hooked me up, and I'm going to be.
We love Debbie.
I love the beginning of baseball. It's the best.
I just love sitting in those seats a couple times a year. Thanks to Debbie.
She's the best. I hope she put me in a nice spot because it's 20 degrees today.
Really?
Yeah, it's literally like 28.
They gotta knock down they just gotta do it. 162 games is way too many.
Or just put a roof on it.
And April sucks anyway. So opening day, May, cut out 20 some odd games. Perfect.
I know. It was supposed to be yesterday, and it was just pouring and sleeting, and at least the sun's out. It'll still be great.
It is pretty cold today in New York, but you're in town for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I'm going off to D.C. for this Thursday through Saturday. Mm-hmm. I'm doing the D.C. Improv down there. I think only Thursday is available right now.
Oh, good for you, Tom.
And if I could plug on next Tuesday, I'm doing my, I do the Come to Papa. Mm-hmm. I'm doing Come to Papa live show, which Jimmy's done a bunch in New York. I'm doing it at Largo next Tuesday in L.A. with Maria Bamford and Nick Kroll. It's going to be a really good time.
How is Maria Bamford?
So funny.
I'm fascinated by her.
She is really special.
Nuts, right?
Yeah, she's great.
Nuts and funny.
So talented, so great. And when you watch, you're like, how does she get home by herself?
Really? You really think that?
She's just one of those people you just want to care for. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's so.
Make sure
every time you see her, new material, just brilliant.
Oh man! All right, cool.
And Nick Kroll kicks ass. It's gonna be. It should be.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. And Jimmy's hitting the road this weekend.
Where you going, Jimmy?
I will be Thursday in Ridgefield, Connecticut, at the Ridgefield Playhouse. Friday, I'm going to be in Northampton, Massachusetts, and Saturday I will be in Burlington for the first time ever.
Wow.
And then the following week, is that our travel weekend?
No, we're getting there.
What's the following?
Oh, yeah. No, wow, we're already...
the following week.
Yeah. Holy shit, we're 2 weeks out before we got to go to Austin.
New Orleans, San Antonio, and I'm doing 2 shows at Moon Tower in Austin.
Oh,
and
very nice.
That leads to this, Moon Tower. 2 live shows. I'm hitting the road to support Jimmy and do a couple radio shows like we used to do at the Montreal Comedy Festival. We decided to go to Moon Tower this year instead of Montreal.
Moon Tower's fun.
So it's 2 live shows. Friday, April 22nd. That's just going to be me and a few of our friends. Oh, no, we got a great guest list. Mark Norman, Chris DiStefano, Jesse Joyce, Colin Jost, and Kurt Metzger all doing the show with me on that Friday. Special time, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing afternoons. Yes. And then we're going to do a special show on Saturday, and that will be me and Jimmy. And, wow, Joe DeRosa. He hasn't been on the show in a long fucking time. Mark Norman, Martha Kelly, who we just met from Baskets, Joe List, and Jimmy Carr, and probably others. Whoever's down there, we're going to kind of just grab. Only 100 seats available for each show, the Friday and Saturday show. You can get tickets by emailing us right now at ojmoontower@gmail.com. And we'll have all this info on our Twitter, our Facebook, and all that crap.
I hope so.
But if you want to check out the live radio show, ojmoontower@gmail.com. In the email, tell us which show you want to attend, whether it's Friday or Saturday, and if it's just you or +1. Next week, we will email you the location and time you need to be at the venue and put your name.
Moon Tower. It's a good festival. Great town.
I just wanted to go to Austin and check it out. I've heard great things about it all these years.
It's really fun.
I can't wait to hit the road. It's been way too fucking long. So what you need to know if you want to see the live show, email us, ojmoontower@gmail.com, okay?
Take me out to the ball game.
We got John Popper on the way. And right now, 4 random callers. I got some Star Wars digital downloads if you want to see the movie.
Yes, we also have some crumpled up Simpson photos.
From the Fuck Buzz Aldrin collection.
Yeah. Oh, so 4 random callers for the Star Wars thing. We give you a digital code, and you can check out the movie at your house. And the YouTube channel, Opie Radio, Anderson Cooper and Andrew Dice Clay from yesterday was awesome.
Yeah, Anderson's a lovely man.
Awesome. Andrew Dice Clay is trying to talk Anderson Cooper into, hanging out with strippers and this and that. And then there was a wonderful moment when Anderson Cooper had to tell Dice that, he's gay. Really isn't into girls in that way. It was a great moment.
It's funny.
So we got that. I think we tweeted out on everything, and it's on our Facebook and blah, blah, blah. We'll tweet it out again, maybe.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Oh, and the phones are lit, so they're still listening. That's nice. All right, let's do this quick break, and in a few minutes, John Popper. Stay there. Tom Popper in the house.
Oh, yeah.
John Popper, Suck and Blow, and other stories I'm not supposed to tell.
Oh, I don't like that type of talk.
New book out today. That's good. He's the guy from Blues Traveler.
And I was wrong, by the way, about the weekend of our travel. I apologize. Next weekend, I'm in New Orleans, St. Louis, and I think Milwaukee, or not Milwaukee, but somewhere in Wisconsin.
So confused. Is there someplace I can look up these dates on my own?
Yeah, JimNorton.com, Tom. Thanks. Good plug. But I fucked up. I'm not traveling for a couple weeks.
Kurt Cobain, 22 years ago today. Bam!
Really?
That's 22 years already. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Where's John Popper? We got a few minutes before Mr. Popper comes in here today. What else is going on in the world? We talked about the NCAA championship. We talked about opening day. You like a 162-game season there, Tom?
I do.
You really do?
I don't like that the playoffs go deep into November. I'm not a fan of that. I like baseball. I could let it just roll.
I know it would fuck up a lot of records and this and that, but I mean, if you cut down the baseball season, those games would be pretty damn exciting.
Oh, and how deep do you want to cut it?
I mean, opening day is one thing. Okay, so 2 weeks from now, how are you getting up for a baseball game?
It's the best.
Knowing that nothing's going to be decided for another 5 months?
No, but it's still the game. It's still...
That's why football rules every game.
I know.
You go 0-2 to start the season, you're already in a major panic.
I know this isn't a way that's going to win this argument, but the thing I like about baseball
please tell me.
is the talking. I like sitting back for a couple hours, listen to these announcers. It's a slower pace. There's history to it. They're usually pretty funny. There's
you like the hang.
I like the hang and the game. I love all of that. When you're watching football, when you're watching UFC, there's no way.
No, there's
too much going on. And I understand that action's intense. This is a different thing. It's
too much energy.
Yeah.
No, they're not relaxing.
They're not talking about the blue skies and the green grass.
Yeah,
there's too many guys getting concussions.
It brings you back to a simpler time.
It does. It's just a nicer pace. Everything's so frantic. I love the pace.
But it's 162 games, and then you're out in the first playoff series.
Because
you're just having a bad week.
You've got a family. It's the kind of thing you can just keep on every day. You can just have it on
as background.
You kind of drift in, and if it's an exciting game, you stick with it. If not, you can talk to your kids.
I do that with golf.
Yeah?
The Masters are coming up. And I do that with golf. John Popper's here. I love it. On a Sunday, nothing better when you're just doing your shit and it's on the TV and you can just kind of...
best.
John Popper just walks in the studio like that.
Hello.
Rock star.
Rock star alert.
Rock star.
What's up, John Popper?
Hey.
How are you?
Oh, my wife Jordan's somewhere behind me with the baby, but I guess.
Nice.
Wait, you got a new baby?
Oh, yeah, 4 months old.
Congratulations.
Little
Congratulations.
Eloise. I know, she's a giggler.
Eloise, that's a good name.
Is it your first child?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. And I wrote in the book, actually, I wrote the foreword for her, but they figured it was better afterwards because I got all touching.
Did you get touching?
I wrote it.
Good.
We were waiting for her to be born, so she was like a day late. So I wrote it then, half of it, and then the other half after she was born.
Yeah.
Wow.
I put a lot of call your mother. Trust me, call your mother.
Call your mother. Were you in the delivery room?
Oh yeah, I pulled her out of the.
You went for the pull.
Yes, and when you first see it crowned, you see this it looks like a baby bird. You know, and you're thinking, oh, a baby's just this big. It's like the size of an apple.
Yeah.
And that's just the top, and then suddenly, foop, comes this like typewriter size. It made that noise too.
That's the best.
And she's all, what? What happened? Like that's the look on her face. The baby's like, what the fuck is happening?
It freaked me the fuck out.
It does.
My first thought was, who are you? And where do you come from? I mean, I know.
I say that in the mirror every morning. Good question.
I know the biology of it, but I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
In the mirror, I say, where have you taken me? Who's that guy?
Was it weird to honestly to look at like the vagina, like to be a part of something like it's such a non-sexual thing, and then you have to go back to seeing it.
I know, exactly. And see, that's when your sexuality starts becoming more about the situation and the person and all that. But yeah, the shape of a vagina is always going to be. You realize it has like a huge giant jaw behind it. It's not little lips. There's like a feed me, Seymour kind of aspect to it. But, I'll tell you, Jordan was amazing, and she wanted to have a natural childbirth, and so she just studied how to do it, and all the nurses were like, God, she should teach a class, because she's like, I'm ready for my bath now. And she was totally in charge, and she sat in the tub and like, ooh, and I'm trying to make noises with her, and we were just about to go to sleep when the labor started, so my cool Mercedes still does 100 miles an hour. I got us there in 30 minutes, what was supposed to be an hour ride.
Jeez.
And I'm ready to go to sleep. And so, all night, it's an 11-hour labor. And she's just like, okay, I need to walk. I need to do, and all the, yes, right away. And we're all just following her instructions. And then,
in the hospital. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this is just generally.
John Papa.
Listen to Mama.
I made the mistake when I brought my wife to the hospital. I actually asked, how long is this going to take? Because I'm tired. I didn't mean it like that. But I was in panic mode because I'm like, because of morning radio and all that. I mean, the women, they deserve all the credit.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there in a complete panic. Like, I don't know if I could stay up for another 12 hours. And that's why I said that. And my wife and everyone's looking at me
Don't say
like,
that.
what a fucking dick. And I didn't mean it that way.
Even the midwives are like, you can nap. This is going to be a while. You look like you need a nap. And as soon as I close my eyes, Jordan walks over, and she didn't hear the midwife said. She just kicks me like, what are you doing? So it's like, you got to sleep and pretend you're awake. So like, hey, okay. Yeah. Like lean on your hand like you're thinking.
So 11-hour labor.
Yeah.
What'd you think when your baby came out?
I was blown away. I mean, it shatters your concept, but you knew it would be. You knew that it's always going to be different now that you have a baby, and it's when she grabs your finger. I mean, all that stuff. Everyone tells you, oh, when they grab your finger, your life changes. But you're expecting somehow you're going to get some innate wisdom. Like, my life's changed. Now I am at peace and see why everything is. It's not like that. It's like, wow, you're here too. And it's pretty cool.
Did you ever think you were going to get to this point where you would be married and
not
a father?
Not even remotely. I was completely resigned to not having kids. I mean, I've had people in the past try to get pregnant off of me.
Right.
And I always figured I was just shooting blanks.
Well, did you try to get them pregnant, or were they fans who you were just picking off and like all of a sudden trying to get knocked out?
Bad relationships where, they thought maybe that might fix something. But it was really, I never, and we were being careful. We were using protection, and still it got through.
Oh, you weren't planning it.
Oh, no. And so, I mean, we were going to get married eventually anyway, but, a kid is kind of a sign, and I'm thinking, God, I'm almost 50. This is the time to have a baby. Because when she's out of high school, I'm going to be pushing 70.
Right.
And, I can barely walk anyway, but God, we don't need me in a wheelchair
Yeah. Why can you barely walk?
2 months ago, I was in my yard in Seattle, and it rains a lot in Seattle, and eventually there's so much water that the ground spits it back up. I've never seen this. It's just like a flood coming out of the ground. It turns your yard into a slip and slide, and so I was trying to catch the dog, and I fell, and I didn't break my leg then, but then I'm like, I'm going to go leash train you. I'm so mad that I'm covered in mud. I'm going to take the dog out, and I take one step again on the yard, and boom. And my right leg is by my ear.
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, broke my fibula.
Oh,
Is that the big one?
No, it's
That's
the little
the
one.
femur.
Oh, the femur's
The
big.
femur is the worst break,
Yeah.
they say.
I broke my femur, on a motorcycle in '92, and I was in a wheelchair for 2 years. Jeez. And we had to go play that way. Oh, it's all in the book. It's awesome.
We just got the book.
No, the book came out
92.
today.
We literally
Read
just
the
got the book.
leg-breaking part. It's delicious.
So you were performing it?
Oh, yeah, we had to play in a chair, and I've actually had to do a bunch of gigs. We had to do the blues cruise recently, and it's fun trying to take a dump and a shower on one foot while the whole boat is rocking back and forth. It's a ballet extraordinaire. And, just being on a wheelchair, I had a lot more patience then, but really I didn't. I just don't remember how cranky I was.
Sure. Yeah.
Convenient amnesia.
Were you heavier then? 'Cause I know you went through some...
oh, yeah. I was 436 pounds back in the old days.
So when you broke it on a motorcycle, it was...
No, I wasn't that fat. Being in a wheelchair for 2 years got me that extra
balloon job,
mile,
right?
but I think I was probably like 350, 360, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How'd you finally lose the weight?
Gastric bypass.
Oh, you went with that?
It got to the point where I was, they said I had a 1 in 4 chance of living if I did nothing. And I'm like, wow, when it's under 100%, it's kind of weird. And I was resigned to die, and then a month later, this is when I had the angioplasty. Like, I started getting chest pains, and they found I was 95% blocked in every artery.
Oh, boy.
So they cleared me out, gave me an angioplasty, and that was I'd say my intervention where the band was going to talk to me about my problem. They came and said, we're really worried about Bobby, my bass player, and he was on drugs and stuff. And that was the last time I saw him. He was 2 hours late for my intervention.
No.
And he didn't look good. And so in that summer, where I almost died, like when you have any heart issue, you get like some sort of there's that term, some depression you get.
Right.
You just feel fragile. Like the idea of smoking seemed ridiculous to me. And, you feel that wire go in your heart. And then a month later, your friend dies. I was just ready to die. It was kind of like, that's what's supposed to happen. And, my guitar player found that operation, and it was a laparoscopic bypass. And I didn't expect it to work. And then in 10 months, I'd lost 180 pounds.
Did it kill your appetite? And or the brain that says, I want to eat cake or whatever it was?
No, you want to eat cake. And you go and you eat cake. And they turn you loose. And then you eat cake and you throw up. So then you try it again and you throw. I figured maybe if I was like stoned, pot's an anti-nauseant. So I smoke some weed and I get some KFC and then I'm just high throwing up. You can't escape it.
Wow.
And so and it's like baby throw up. It's like just the food.
Right.
It's really like pure spit up. And eventually you're always throwing up. You start associating that nauseous feeling. And that's what normal people do when they eat. If you're full, what that impulse that makes you stop eating is nausea, just mildly okay, I feel like I've had enough. And there's people like me who don't feel that normally. So you need some sort of alteration that makes you feel sick if you eat too much.
How big's your stomach?
Well, I'd say the part that works is probably about the size of a
softball.
Yeah,
more or less.
softball, grapefruit.
Is that a normal size for people?
Yeah, I think I've pushed it to the max because, I didn't learn anything. I still eat crap,
Really?
just less of it.
Really?
I'll smell. We'll be playing a rib fest or something, and I'll smell that all day. And be like, oh God, give me some rib. And I demand a rack of ribs. I'll eat 2 ribs and be like, okay, I'm done.
Did we get sick or that's okay?
You just feel sleepy. That's the thing. Before you feel sick, all of the fluid leaves your body to flush this food down, and so you can eat too much or it's too much fat or sugar.
Right.
You just start. You wouldn't want to drive a car. You just start wanting to take a nap.
Right.
It's actually a really good sleeping pill. Have some crunch berries. Milk is the best. Milk acts like water, but it's food. And so you'll go right down after that.
Wow, so you can eat 2 ribs and not get sick?
Yeah, I can actually eat all of the ribs, but what I need is to be in my underwear in about 6 hours. Because you'll eat some ribs, pass out, wake up and go, oh, ribs. Then have some more ribs. You're like a lion at a kill.
What's the hardest thing for you to say no to, food-wise? For me, it's pretzels, as odd as that is.
That's a bad one.
It is a bad one. I mean, it's not, but it's all carbs and sugar.
No, I mean, it's carbs. It is.
No, I mean, it's a bad one to really be craving. Pretzels, out of everything you can crave.
If you love them, you're not allowed to have them.
Ice cream, Oreos.
I think McDonald's is always
chips.
The thing is, before I had the operation, I was afraid to drive by a McDonald's. I was really addicted. It was like I can't not go in.
Wow.
And so now I just know there's always going to be McDonald's up the road. So if you have another option, try and do that. Because you'll always wind up being forced to eat McDonald's. It's 2 a.m. and you're at a truck stop and there's McDonald's. What else is there?
Right.
Right.
So that's coming. So that's the good news. My theory of food is it's all about ice cream because you want to eat as much ice cream as you can in this world. That's why we're here. And if you just eat it as much as you can and go for bulk and mass, like at 20, you're going to die.
Right.
But if you have some of the kale and some of the salads, you're going to live longer and then pace your ice cream out. You'll ultimately eat more ice cream than you would if you just mowed it all at 20.
Just plowed through.
So the thing I won't do is pretend that the green drink or the kale tastes like ice. This salad is just, I love that. No, it's shit. But you're eating the shit so you can eat more ice cream. It's a reward kind of deal.
Ice cream makes me shit. Like, I can't eat it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wrecks you.
So, like, now ice cream, I can only eat a little bit at a time because, it goes right through me. So, I have to pace myself, but I will eat that ice cream a little bit at a time.
What's your ice cream? What's your flavor?
Well, God, there's so many. I mean, you give me some kind of raspberry, blackberry sort of homemade ice cream, like Jane's ice cream in, what was that, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best ice cream they have. This is like velvet something.
Aren't there people that eat through the surgery? Like they can actually plow through it?
You can, and for some people it doesn't work.
Right.
What was weird when I had the surgery is it started to heal over, like the hole they made.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you tie a knot in your stomach, and then they make a new hole and put some tube in that goes around and winds up in your intestines.
Right.
That hole where the tube was starting to close over, and the stomach was going around where it was tied off to make a new hole.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird. It like forms a new stomach.
Jeez.
So I had to go back. They had to regrout the little hole.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, because I wasn't getting any food in. Now there was nowhere for the food to go.
Wow.
How did they figure that out that you had an issue?
Well, I kept throwing up just drinks and water and stuff, and so they were like, "Well, we think you need to come to L.A. or back to New York, and we need to regrout you."
Did you really eat pencils growing up in high school for money?
Well, yeah, it was really more for attention. I mean,
good for you.
I had a fee just so I didn't look like a fool. Come on!
What an amazing thing that you can go through the heart, get your weight straight, and then Eloise shows up. This has got to be like, your head has got to be like this new life.
Before that happened, there was because I couldn't use food, then I discovered drugs and alcohol, like in a real way. So I had, I'd say about 10, 15 years of just really trying to play that field. And also, you know, now that I was thin, I was, discovering the wonderful world of dating constantly.
Right.
And it didn't always go so great.
Even being in a band, though, and being who you are, that had to help.
You do get laid, but, you're also in a band with much sexier guys than you. So,
I know, I'm in the studio with them, I understand. Dishy men.
But you're the singer.
Again, it's not like I went without, but I had to sing. I had to sing a lot.
Yeah.
But it was
What was your drug of choice back then?
Well, food in the old days. I was really the sober guy. That was the thing.
Okay.
Like, I just stayed home and ate and watched TV.
Right.
Now I stay home and watch TV and eat, and then I go out and party on the road too. So but less because now I got a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm getting old too. Like you can't hang that way for long.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad I got a decade in. I was never as reckless as I would have been in my 20s, too. You can't be 20 again.
No.
So, even if you're partying or you're getting way drunk, you're getting drunk like an adult.
Right.
You can't quite be like, woohoo! And run around with your pants on your head and,
No 24-year-old girl wants to hear you go, I party, but just with a Diet Coke now. I don't drink, so it's awful to try to explain that to somebody.
Well, yeah, that's the key. If you're old, an old sophisticated gent knows not to proselytize his partying process.
Yeah. Right.
It's not fun anymore.
You just keep it quiet.
Yeah. I stick a cork up my ass before I go out drinking. And I know that's sexy because I accept me.
Did you want to...
No, it's okay. I was going to ask about the band. Just
sure,
in
anything you
general.
want. No topics off the table.
When did you know that Runaround was just a monster hit?
I can tell you the day. We were opening for Hootie for a radio show. It was Hootie and the Blowfish, and it was in Atlanta. And that was the first, Al Marks, our record guy down there, really did the breakthrough. That was the first place that it really started to like get major traction. And we played our set, and they liked us. And then we played Runaround. Suddenly it was like a Beatle concert. Like just that one song suddenly went from woo to like, screaming people and like screaming 12-year-olds.
Wow.
And for a long time, when that song was big and Hook was big, there'd be like 12-year-old little girls would come to our show, and there'd be nothing but old hippies who were like screaming and liking the songs except for those two songs, because those were the two sellout songs.
Yeah.
And there'd be just tons of bored 12-year-olds like waiting for these two songs, and then they'd all freak out. And there was this uneasy truce between the two factions. You know, the hippies hated the little kids, and the little kids hated the hippies.
It's like cheering for Touch of Grey.
Yeah, exactly. The Touch of Grey fan. And so we were straddling that fence constantly because, we didn't want to scare away the 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
But, we didn't want to scare away the hippies either.
I think the hippies liked Runaround and Hook. They just didn't want to, express it too much.
They liked it up until it was on the radio all the time. They're like, uh-oh. They could feel their band leaving.
Right. Yeah, it's really weird how people think the band sells out when all of a sudden other people... Why we like to have this secret special band that no one knows
That's
about.
what it is. They want it to belong just to them.
I hate that sellout argument because most bands are in it to, get a little exposure, money in their pockets.
The places we play.
Yeah, of course. And and sometimes it happens. You get a massive hit, and it changes everything. For
I think we were lucky in that regard, though. I think someone was talking about the Spin Doctors, who were like friends of ours, and we grew up with. Chris went to high school with us.
I didn't know that.
And
Chris used to do our show back in the day.
He was in my English class.
Oh,
we learned to write. That's why there's all those Peter Pan references. We had the same English teacher. But the thing is, we brought him to the city. We needed another roommate, so he came to Brooklyn with us. And then we were going to the new school. They had a jazz program, and that's where Eric Shankman, the guitarist, was. So I introduced the two of them together, and we would always tour with them, and it was this thing. But I think when they got on the radio, they got played to that point where people were like, okay, I'm done with this song. And we were just at that point, I think we just went away right before we pissed people off.
Right.
Because I remember Alanis Morris said, "You Ought to Know."
Yeah.
Loved that song. And then when it was on every 5 minutes, you're like, God damn it, get the fuck out of here with that song. And then I think we were just about there. And people were like, I'm getting ready. And then where'd they go?
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
You were okay with that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We lived off that. Paid for my house.
Right.
You wanted to be a stand-up at first? That was pretty interesting.
I'm just funny enough to know that I'm not funny enough. I couldn't really hang out there on the stage with just my mouth for that long. And every night, and then you're talking weeks and years and stuff like that. Nah. But
do you joke around in between songs?
Well, sometimes I'll still do that, like between songs. But that's the thing. I always have a song I can like.
Right.
Some nights I'll come out, I'll have nothing. Like, okay, so this one, and some night I'll be like really opaque references, So, life's kind of like a steam shovel. So here's a song. And it's just nothing. And, but stand-up comedy to me is the hardest of the performing arts. Because, like I said, your mom could die, and you have to go in and go, so my mom died. And you have to like sell it. Like we're having a conversation. Yeah. That's one emotion. You have to all channel it into one emotion. I can play angry. I can play sad.
Yeah.
I can play happy. I can even play funny sometimes. And that frees you up. You can also go to a bar and set up some instruments in the corner, and somebody will usually pay for that. Really hard to get stand-up. I mean, who am I telling?
Well, it's always fascinating to me, the voice issues. Like that to me is the hard, like, the one thing I envy about musicians, it's okay, people are talking while you're on, because you get the music and they can still be enjoying it.
Right.
But that's your voice goes, there's so many other things a musician has to worry about. I don't envy that at all.
Yeah, you learn to sing smarter. I would love to go back in time and beat the shit out of myself for the key I put Hook in. I wrote all those songs. I was like, look how high I can sing. Look how fast I can play. And I want to go, do you know you're going to be playing this for 25 more years? And I'd be like, you're not my father.
Did the band ever take a break?
No.
Not really, right?
That was the weird thing. When Bobby died, I think it was a coping mechanism. We were like, all right, what are we going to do for the band? And Chan's little brother, Tad, was a bass player playing in the city in this band, Dowdy Smack, and we always thought he was nuts. Like, if it wasn't us, we thought it was a crazy idea to come in and just, I'm going to be in a band and try and make a living at it. But he was really amazing, and he was different than Bobby, and we didn't want to, like, sort of enshrine his bass style and make a ghost out of him. We wanted to rather just be what's actually in front of us. And Tad really took to it. He's a monster. And we just kept playing and, basically went just sort of live. We still make records and stuff, but, nothing like 4.
Right.
But when something like 4 happens, you just got to feel lucky. It's not like, God, we've got to do it again. And we certainly felt that way on the next album. But then what happens is it doesn't do as well, and then you're like, are they going to come take our stuff? And they don't. And you learn that, okay, so what that record really did is provided me with a living for a really long time.
But you guys had the awareness not to chase that. You knew, like, okay.
We tried. We were just bad at it.
But then you realize, okay, let's let that go. We don't have to chase that.
Yeah, I think
we're
we have
a very talented band that has a very big following.
We wanted to chase it, but on our terms.
Yeah,
that's the thing. People would say, you guys were smart to wait for your 4th album before that got big. Like, we were trying to do that.
Yeah. No, I bring that
every time we were trying, but we had our level of acceptability for us.
That's what I'm trying to say, because there's a lot of bands that don't have that, and they just want to be like, oh my God, it has to happen again. And there's almost like a desperation.
Yeah.
Because it's not happening.
And that desperation is sort of foisted on you by other, oh my God, what's going to happen to you if you don't do this? And you'll get a manager who will pressure you, or the label will pressure you. But if they're smart, they'll be like, okay, let's support this. They certainly, every label experience we've had, they don't want to pony out money. So you're trying to get money for them to promote your album. And even that, like, who can guarantee what promotion is, so you feel like responsible for their money?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to give $100,000 for this promotion, and so what should we do? And does going on a talk show help? Some say it does, some say it doesn't. How much does that cost in plane tickets? And you start dickering over that, then at the end of the day, you don't care anymore. And I think part of that's being old.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get on Letterman. I really wanted to get on Leno or whatever else was out there, Saturday Night Live. And then when you do those shows, it's not like I've got to get on them again. Because, it was really, the dream was to experience that. It's not my job, really. My job is actually playing.
Right.
It's way fun to do. And, I'll happily get on again.
What do you,
you're listening out there?
What do you think of the music business in general? Now that you've been through the war.
Well, I think I was, again, part of a really awesome time when selling records meant something economically, at least to us. And that's fun because there's so much money thrown around. You feel a little bit like a movie star or something. But there's so many middlemen, too, that, at the end of the day, it's a promotional tool. And if you sell a lot of records, then you can get paid. But by far, the most money we've made was touring, and it still is. And that's only kind of grown. What's cool about getting old is that people now see us as like a rite of passage. We're an institution.
Right.
And I'm apparently very wise now.
You're a sage.
Yes. That's why I keep a little of the gray hair going, so, I can have some authority. But I think it's really has been that way since the beginning of music. John Philip Sousa, when they first started making records, didn't want to record because he's like, no one will want to hire my 70-piece orchestra to come to their birthday party if they can just buy the record. And he didn't understand about how royalties worked and also how promotion works. And at the end of the day, it's what kind of band are you live? What kind of performance do people want to go see? They buy tickets way more than they buy albums.
Yeah.
Right.
And now that albums don't cost anything, the tickets are the only market.
And T-shirts, a lot of the bands are...
Yes, merch is good.
They're in the T-shirt business.
What I like about merch is that sometimes that can be done under the table if you need to. Hey, you need a shirt? Yeah, some swag.
Yeah, a little pocket money.
You almost had a threesome with Ron Jeremy.
Well, I tried to. Yeah. But when I saw that thing, I couldn't get it up for like a month.
Well, John, someone in this room accomplished that.
It had to be you.
It looks right at Jim Norton.
Yes, his point is correct. Yes, I did.
How did you survive that thing coming at you?
I used to do well, thank God I wasn't on the business end of it. I was
spectator.
Well, he was aiming it, but it had I swear to God, I know I'm imagining, but it had a Van Dyke on it.
He was fucking a girl. I've told this story before, and it was after I hosted the Porn Awards in early 2004. And a girl from the Bunny Ranch, she was fucking in the Venetian Hotel.
Right.
and he said to me, he's like, hey, man, she needs a cock in her mouth, because he wanted to get me involved just to do it.
Yeah, right.
And I had to do it. My dick stayed hard, but it was like, I wasn't even in a dirty mood. It was more like, it's Ron Jeremy. Like, I had
Believe
to.
me, I know that one. The way it happened with me is he has that thing down in Hammond, Indiana, the Nudes of Poppin' Fest.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, it's in a nudist colony, but it's really just the local strip clubs get to sort of go and show their wares.
Oh, nice.
You know, and then Dennis comes down from the Bunny Ranch and signs any potential that he's looking for.
New talent.
Do they still do that?
They do it every year, and it was really huge, like in the 80s, I think.
Oh.
And you know, I was an MC, and I know Vanilla Ice was. He's Ice now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And, you know, it was cool hanging with everybody. And the only girl that was there was the only girl that was there wearing clothes. I didn't realize this was Ron's date, and we kind of hooked up. Because I don't know, I just got drawn to the one who had her shirt on.
Right.
Because she was different. I don't know. And, you know, she's still a cool friend and all that, but he came walking into the trailer, and he looked a little hurt. And, you know, it was cool. But a few years later...
well, he was a little bummed out, huh? You stole his girl.
Just when he walked in, there was that look of, what's going on? But, you know, I mean, it wasn't like they were like an item. It was, they were kind of an item. But, you know, it wasn't like they were married or anything like that. But a few years later, I'm back, and there's this really young girl, and I assumed her boyfriend. It turns out it was her brother. And we started hitting it off, and turns out she was Ron's date as well.
Wow.
And so it's like I'm in the same trailer. He walks in the same, and it's like, I don't know, 8 years later. And this time he doesn't just leave and politely leave. He goes, room for one more.
Wow.
So she's, of course, into it, and I'm trying to be cool. So okay.
Not really, but all right.
Yeah. It's just not, you know, I'm a pretty bashful boy. And so, yeah, we start going at, and yeah, he unsheathed that thing, and
you lost your rod, huh?
Oh, for a while.
Oh,
and
no.
He must have been happy with that.
What'd you do? Just back up into the corner, play the harmonica for them?
Well, you know, we fooled around for a while. You know, we tried, but you know, I just kept having nightmares of like dun dun.
Well, I bailed. So honestly, it was 5 minutes I was in there. I probably couldn't have gone through the whole thing.
I think you went 3 minutes longer than me.
Yeah,
there you go.
Just to do it, and then it's like, all right, it's done.
Exactly. And we both have a cool story.
Yeah,
you know?
it was fun.
Yeah, you're a big collector too, huh?
Well, not
Ron
in that
Jeremy's
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I
Fuck
should.
porn stars' girlfriends. Good for
Maybe
you.
I should say we're changing the subject before I say that. But yeah, you're a collector of weaponry, huh?
Oh yeah, yep, yeah.
Do you really have a Civil War cannon that works?
No. Yes, it's a Civil War replica cannon, mountain howitzer. And that just means it's like a light thing that points sort of not quite as high as a mortar, but sort of like that way. And you know, for those of you in Radio Land, it's that way. But I got the rough barrel, which means it won't shoot actual cannonballs, but it'll throw a can of dog food like 1,000 yards, and the dog food would explode in the trees, and my dog would go find the can and trade it for a freshie and scare the shit out of the geese. But since moving to Seattle, I haven't fired it because it's like sort of positioned in a really nice looking place, but that would be right at the neighbor's house. But it's nice to have artillery because the local PTA has to sort of take you seriously. When you have artillery, the local politics really it changes.
How much do you have?
Well, what do you need?
Really?
But I think what's cool is that you can see my cannon from space on Google Maps. I feel like Fidel Castro.
How big is it?
It's not as big as my pickup truck, which you can also see from space, but still. You know, it's cool. Small in this table, maybe about the size of this table. And, you know, it sits in the yard, really. But it does work, and it's got a little, like, mousetrap thing that hits a little shotgun shell that ignites the thing. And you have to put the powder in this with your thumbs facing away from the can in case it, like, you can press gas and it goes off. So it, like, flies out of your hand. You won't lose your thumbs. Jeez. There's a whole thing. There's a guy called a powder monkey. It takes 2 people to safely fire the cannon.
Oh, wait. Wow. If you what's the other option? If you're putting them away.
If you cram it in with your thumbs towards the cannon and somehow it's supposed to be in between shots, there's still gas in there, and if you ram it, they can compress and reignite. sending the ramrod back out. And if your thumbs are this way, they just come right off.
Wow.
But if they're this way, it flies out of your hand and you don't lose fingers. And what I love about weaponry is the process it took to learn that.
Yeah.
How many thumbs were lost before they said, "Oh, turn your hands this way," so when it flies out of your hand, it'll do that.
Well, one guy it happened to, and then he came back to, what happened? It flew out of my hand. You look fine. Oh, yeah, I just thumbs out.
Yeah, thumbs out. He's a genius. He got promoted to like a general.
Yeah.
Why, which way do you guys do it?
And I promise you, the way that I do it, I just wait a really long time before shooting it again.
Right.
I would do it wrong. I would probably pack it in with the other end in my asshole and just take my chances.
See? There you go. That's before they had electronic equipment. Yeah, see, exactly.
But it's never backfired on you, though.
No, and I haven't fired it very much. Now it just looks pretty, really. But I've got all kinds of guns. I like handguns, shooting-wise. I'm better with those.
Yeah.
Because I'm too wobbly. With the rifle, you got to put that stock in your shoulder, and there's a lot of points of contact, and I find I wobble. Like handgun is like a camera. Just for a second, I can freeze enough to, like, get it on target.
Right.
But,
cool hobby.
really I just collect them. They get dusty because...
Yeah.
Oh, and when the baby showed up, the gun room had to become the nursery.
Ah.
Yeah, that was a big sort
That
of...
happened to you, too?
That is
I didn't think that would happen to John Popper.
Yeah, happens to everybody.
So I got a giant safe that looks like Wile E. Coyote ordered it from Acme.
Oh, that's great.
It's like the size of a room, and it was fun putting that in the garage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's good. Eloise deserves a room.
Yeah.
And someday some guns.
Suck and Blow and Other Stories I'm Not Supposed to Tell, the new book by John Popper. We just got it today. What else? What else in the
What'd you
book?
think of crack? I'd like to ask that because you smoke crack.
Crack was really fun. It just doesn't last very long. That's what I found about it. And then the next time it didn't last quite as long. You felt that effect of, God, the high is less and the desire bigger. And it's not very sociable because all you hear is a tick, 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 tick of a gas stove.
Oh, really?
As everyone's all like quietly around it, waiting their turn. Like, okay, you got it? Yeah, all right. They're just looking at it. Deathly silent. It's not a party.
Right.
Did you buy it like in the projects, or did you buy it from somebody you knew, or how did you get it?
We moved to the city in fall of 86. I was living at the Y on 34th Street, and the rest of the band moved in with a friend of ours from high school in Brooklyn. I want to say it was DeKalb Avenue, not quite Fort Greene. It was like DeKalb and Nevins and Flatbush down around there. And I know I'm brain farting the actual name of the street, but it was a little offshoot street of that. And we would, it was a little basement apartment, and we would just go get jummers from, I guess, Myrtle Avenue, something like that. And there was this one time, I think that might be in here, where I wanted to just get a dime bag of weed to take back with me to the Y. And I had this rule, because we've been ripped off too many times, Jersey kids. Don't say, when the guy says, okay, wait here and I'll be right back, don't do that. Because you'll never see him again.
I get ripped off like that once, with the money, yeah.
So this guy's like, weed, smoke? And I'm like, yeah, I want. So he says, all right, wait here. I said, no, I'm going to come with you. He goes, okay. So I follow him into this really serious project around there, into some building on the fourth floor. And he goes, Jesus. Okay, man, here, give me the money and I'll be right back with it. I said I wasn't going to do that. So I'm going to come with you. He says, no, man. And see, the guy looked like Mike Tyson. He really did. He was a big,
it probably was.
Man.
It might have been. It could have been.
And finally I said, no. And you don't make a declarative no to a guy who looks like Mike Tyson in the projects at 4 a.m.
Right.
Because then he pulls out a razor. And suddenly this is turning into a robbery.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
I think you're going to give me the $5. What do you think? Yeah, it was a nickel bag is what I was looking at. And, he says, what do you think of that? And I said, I think here's my $5. He's like, what else you got? Now, see, I carried my harmonicas around in this Partridge Family psychedelic lunchbox that my sister used in the 60s for actual lunch. But I tied it together with a bandana because the two halves had split apart. And in it was my harmonicas and my Shure 58 microphone. And he's sort of frisking me for stuff. Like, what else do you got?
Yeah.
And he gets to the harmonicas and that snaps me. I'm like, stop. Hey, no. Like when you're being robbed, you like protest weakly as you just sort of stand there frozen. And that snapped me out. I said, "You're not going to get it, so walk." And I like got in his face over that. He goes, "You better not be downstairs." So then I'm sitting there for how do I leave the building without going downstairs? And I just decided to go for it. And I left, and as I'm walking out the project, he goes, "Hey man, I got your weed for you." He's laughing with his friends.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I left with my lunchbox and my life.
I hope you spoke to his manager.
Yeah.
That is not good service.
Yes. I would like to speak to the concierge.
Right.
Do you know there's chicanery going on in your establishment?
They're saying John Popper's got to go.
Sounds like a great book. This is going to be a good book.
There's some cool stuff in there.
Absolutely. Looks like a good read, John Popper.
Suck and blow. I know John's doing some signings, too. He's at Book Soup in West Hollywood on Monday, April 11th at 7. Last night he did Bookends in Ridgewood.
Nice. Oh, jeez, Jimmy.
Oh, my God. There's another one. That was only that one. That's all I had. That's all I had.
That's it. There's usually a follow-up fucking sneeze.
No, I mean, I wish I had more than...
Yeah, I did them all before I got here.
Oh, you did?
I did the Strand the day before.
But
and
get the book. It's going to be good.
And when you guys hitting the road again?
We hit the road for Sirius, I want to say, May 20th, just sort of everywhere.
Nice.
And, we'll be playing all summer until the end of the year.
I gotta check you guys out again.
You do.
It's been a bunch of years.
Look, you guys are always welcome. Seriously.
I would love to check out
Let us
Blues
know
Traveler
you're there.
again. See what you guys have become.
Cool.
Yeah, right on. John Popper, everyone. That was great. Tom Popper, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Your plugs, anything?
I'll be at the DC Improv on Thursday in Largo in LA doing the live Come to Papa next Tuesday.
All right, and Jimmy's hitting the road for all his dates, JimNorton.com. That is it. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hooray!